a lot of people have asked me why I called the tour flowers, and obviously flowers are cool, and I'm covered in flowers or wearing a flower suit or whatever in some of the pictures. But the real reason is because when I look at people, I I see people obviously, but I also see like a garden, and gardens are built out of what you nurture, what you plant there, and what you help grow. And it's the mission with flowers to build and bring as much community as possible, bring it to people who feel like they don't have it, and nurture it in the places that are already doing a great job. And so, whether it's me doing something, or it's the flower girls, or it's just like the staff as a whole, we're all striving to leave a mark on every place that we go, to make it feel a little bit more unified in any way that we can. I mean, this tour is special to me, and it's the first time I'm able to really do what I want to do and move how I want to move, as far as all the parts that go into it. I can't wait to see you there.
You ready for your headliner? You seen him on the Daily Show all over YouTube. Put your hands together for Josh Johnson.
I don't know about y'all, but I just paid my taxes, and they got me. Oh, they got me good. Oh, they got me real good. I was wondering if they would get me. And then they were like, no, we didn't forget about you. We think you're special. We would never forget. And I know they charged me extra. They got me charged me extra because they know I won't survive jail. So they're like, he gonna pay it. Just write a number. He'll make it happen. It's been great traveling this week. I've been able to go to Milwaukee, Madison, now Minneapolis, and everything. When I was in Madison, there was something sort of curious that was happening. I like being in Minneapolis because y'all smile an appropriate amount. You smile when something good is happening. You know what I mean? When I was in Madison, there were so many errant smiles. There were people just looking forward like, huh. I've never been in a city. I told them this too. I told them this to their face. I was like, y'all all walk like you walk into the light. Like, this is crazy. I try to be a jolly person, but this is insane. Nah, man, what? It was wild. And when I was there, I like when people are happy. I hope to make people happy, but when people got a little bit too much of it going on, I do have to get to the bottom of it. And so I did do a couple things. It's something I like to do in any city when I see too many people smiling when I get there. I immediately go to that city's Yelp. Because I'm like, there are problems here somewhere. We just have to find where they are. You know what I mean? Not everything is a 5-star experience. Not everybody gonna give a 5-star. And it didn't take long. I found a 1-star. I won't name the establishment, but the review simply said, their old fashions taste like barbecue sauce. Let's be clear about something. You have to have such a fundamental understanding of how old fashions and barbecue sauce taste to take a sip of alcohol and go, nah, that's Sweet Baby Ray's. I know Sweet Baby Ray's. when I taste it. You not slick just because you thinned it up a little bit. Oh, it's tough too, because when you're dealing with some of this happiness in different places, you wonder, did y'all get taxed? Do you know what I mean? They must have skipped over y'all if y'all so happy all the time. And I think sometimes taxes feel extra difficult because when you pay them, you feel like you're paying them for everything that happens next, not to pay for the life you were living up until that point. Does that make sense? It's like when you pay rent. You're paying rent to keep living there. But when it comes to taxes, you're mostly paying for everything that already happened, that you already enjoyed or didn't enjoy, depending on the city. And I think that if you got something back with your taxes, let's say you pay your taxes, they give you that tax return and everything. You can read all the numbers, why they say you owe what you owe or why you got back what you got back. And then they list next to that what they paid for with it. That might make people feel a little better, you know? Because we don't know where our tax dollars go exactly. So then something happens and you feel like you're paying for that and you're like, this isn't what I paid for. And somebody should tell you, oh no, this isn't on you. That's not, that wasn't your money. You know what I mean? Like paying taxes as part of a country feels like when the bill comes and you got to split it, but you only got wings. Like, hey, I got 6 wings. All right, there are 6 sets of bones in my basket. I didn't take any errant bites or anything. And some of y'all are alcoholics. I am not prepared to split this bill with you. You have your barbecue sauce old fashions. You have your... Not down for this. Because everybody's having some money troubles right about now. I mean, from all different ways. People are getting squeezed in lots of different directions, you know? Like we already know, tariffs are almost old news now. But the fallout isn't. The fallout is fresh. The Dow has only dropped by 1,000 points 11 times in history. And 4 of them were in like the last 2 months. Like this is very bad. If this were a roller coaster, this would be the part of the ride where your neck breaks. Like it's just... Engineers don't build this way. This is not safe. And you know, you see it through the tariffs. I've talked about it before, but those people on the money channels, they're still a bit nervous. They're still freaking out, you know? They still come on every day. One of my favorite things about watching them now is they talk to us like we're the news. They're there doing the news, but they looking right in the camera like, I don't... What y'all think? Oh, it's bad. You know, like just this week, you know, you had people losing money in all sorts of ways. I mean, Christy Noah. Christy Noah was at a restaurant, got her bag stolen, right? And I don't know. It is wild. Okay, because then you have to... Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to put this. Okay, so then when you report your bag as stolen, right, and you got to list the contents of your bag, you know, her bag had her driver's license in it, had her passport in it. She had $3,000 in cash in her bag. $3,000! $3,000 in American dollars, $3,000 in cash. What you doing, Christy? That's $3,000. North American, South of Canada dollars. She had $3,000. That would make sense if this was like the 90s. You know, it's the 90s. You got it like that. You got 3,000 on you. You know, okay, you might see a food truck, want to treat the town. $3,000 in cash in 2025. $3,000 in the year of our Lord Apple Pay. If I had been the cop that she reported to, that the business, and she told me, listen in the back, oh, my DHS badge, my passport, my driver's license, so much stuff was in there. I had a couple of Jolly Ranchers, and oh yeah, $3,000 in cash. I'd be like, oh, do you rap or something? Like, why do you have that much cash on you? No, she had $3,000 in cash. But the kicker for me was she had a bunch of blank checks. I don't even have to, yeah. You still write checks. In 2025, you just got that blank check on you just in case something pop off, and $3,000 in cash isn't enough. This is the most prepared to be mugged individual I've ever seen in my entire life. That is insane. You already got $3,000 in cash. Imagine you pull up on Christy Noah, you're like, give me everything. And then she's like, here, you about to walk away. And then for whatever reason, you don't know why, you just feel led for one moment. You look over your shoulder back at her, and she got a pen. You said give you everything, you know. A bunch of blank checks. I don't even know if the thief would know what to do. Like, there used to be whole departments dedicated to check fraud. And now it's like 2 dudes. People are not writing checks like that anymore. I bet you. They dump the contents out. They're like, oh, we score. We got $3,000 in cash. We got her DHS badge. I'm sure she's going to want that back. We got her passport, her driver's license. Oh, we got everything. Why she got a bunch of little papers with her name on it? Some people so conceited. No, because I had an incident happen to me when I was in college, where I left for the break, and when I got back, the RA, resident assistant, comes up to me as soon as I get back on campus, and she's like, hey, I'm going to walk with you to your room. Now, you could get in trouble at the school I was in. It was a dry campus. You could get in trouble for like having alcohol in your room, or like if they found anything. Sometimes if there was even a whisper of something in your room, they'd at least want to check it out. And so I didn't know if maybe somebody had said something. I lived in my own room. I had my own like dorm room by myself. And so I was like, I know nothing should be in there that I don't know about, unless maybe I left it unlocked. Somebody put something in there. I don't know. So I'm kind of freaking out on the walk to get to my room. And then I go ahead, I open the door. And before I open the door, she's like, okay, don't freak out. And I was like, that's not how you start. It's the least helpful way. She's like, don't freak out. While people were gone on campus, there were a series of break-ins, and your room was one of the ones that was broken into. Right? Now, this isn't like me being like poor me, but everything I had is everything I had. Right? So I like the stuff that I left there, I have one of everything. Right? And same for the stuff at home. And so I'm opening the door thinking like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't have money to replace things that might be missing or broken, you know. So I open the door, and my room is trashed. It's like fully ransacked and everything. And then she's like, you just make a list, okay? Make a list of everything that's missing, and we'll figure out if like the like Department of Public Safety on campus and the school at large can like help you recover some of it, or you know, maybe, who knows, maybe the school can like come up with the funds to help you get the stuff that was missing. And so I look around, and I'm moving clothes out of the way and all this stuff. I opened my closet. They were in my closet too and everything. And it takes a little while, but quietly I realized to myself that they didn't take anything. This. Do you know how embarrassing it is to get your place broken into? And a thief is like, I'm good. What do you do? What do you do? You know, I'm in my head, quietly walking around. You know, RA is still standing in the doorway and everything. I'm getting defensive in my head. I'm like, all right, I got a couple of good DVDs. All right, they not Fight Club fans. Like, no, I got a PS1. I know the PS3 is out, but I had a 1. They could pawn that. You know, they don't even have imagination. So finally the RA is like, so, anything? And I was like, yeah, they took my Gucci watch. I had 2 Chanel bracelets. You gotta put the bracelets down. Please write the bracelets down, okay? And I had about $3,000 in cash. You know? It's difficult when people are feeling like they're squeezed so much financially. Like there are things that you have to pay. The thing, I guess, that gets me sometimes when it comes to paying tax, I feel like some of the reluctance around it is that it feels like you work all year and then you get taxed for this money that's going to be spent on a bunch of things that you didn't agree to. It less like you worked all year and it's to pay for the things that we already enjoyed. Does that make sense? Like the framing of it, I think, is why people have such a problem. You know, like if you just sent back the tax return and then listed the stuff. Yeah, I mean, we might be like, oh, I didn't know that I kept the bridge open. That's good. That's pretty good. I use that bridge every day. I'm glad it's not in shambles. That's fantastic news. You have to pay your taxes not just because the government is telling you to. It's not the government being some big bad meanie or something. It's you live here. And you use the road, so maybe chip in so that it doesn't fall all the way apart, you know? And like that's not to say, really quick, that's not to say that I just pay my taxes blindly and love it and never question where it's going, because it is your money as well, so you deserve to have some say in where it goes. That's why we elect people to Congress. You know, it's why we pick the officials that we pick, even on a local level, because we're like, you work for me. You are my employee, and here are the things that I want to see. These are things that I don't want to see. It feels like in this moment we're in a real predicament of, I guess the best way I can describe it is I used to work at a store, and when I worked there, they promoted this one guy that was like, one of us, one of the cashiers. They promoted him, and they really shouldn't have done it. They clearly weren't paying attention. Like I was barely a good employee, and he was worse than me by far. And they promoted him. I was like, that blows my mind. And I wasn't jealous. It wasn't like I wanted a promotion. I felt like my duties to my level of commitment were right on par. Like I was like, let me stack the grapes, let me stock the shelves. Don't ask me to do more, and I promise not to do less, okay? But he was actively bad, and they promoted him. And a good example was he wanted to go to business school, and one of the assistant managers said, oh, I used to, go to business school. Like I graduated from business school. I tell you what, I will give you all my old business school books. I don't know how much of it will transfer, how much it will actually help you, but it can get you started before you actually start school. You might be able to learn some of the basic concepts. It'll help you, right? And that was a very nice thing to do. He didn't need to do that. I respected that very, very much. He saw somebody with a dream. He wanted to help them along, And so he gave him these books. And I'm not even kidding. The next day, this dude comes to work and accidentally knocks over about a pallet's worth of wine because he was walking while reading the book. The book, I'm not even kidding, was called How to Understand Business. And this is who you promoted. We're in the business of selling groceries. We buy groceries from places, we hold them until people want to buy them from us, and then we sell them to them. We're in the business of buying and selling groceries. He will stand in direct conflict with our ability to buy and sell groceries. And you've promoted him. We're in a similar predicament now. As a country, we're in a similar situation because Pete Hegseth got in trouble again for the same thing from before. Basically, if you're not familiar, a bunch of people who are supposed to were using the app Signal to, talk about war plans. And, quick gist, they accidentally invited a journalist, and then the mission kicks off. They do the attack. The attack is successful, and everyone finds out, and they're like, that was dumb. Don't do that again. And everybody was like, we can't promise that. Like, that's not. Okay. Well, fast forward to rewind, we are in the same situation again, because unbeknownst to, I guess, anybody at the time, Pete Hegseth had not only been using Signal to discuss war plays, he had a whole other channel where he was just talking to his wife, his brother, and his personal attorney. And you couldn't. This is what genuinely bothers me. Like this is what actually upsets me about the whole thing. Some people are upset. They're like, I can't believe they were discussing such sensitive information that should have been, they can say it's not top secret. They can say it's not classified, but it's at least something that we should hold tight until the mission happens. And he's just discussing it plainly on this app that could be hacked. And it's like those things, discussing it with people who shouldn't know isn't actually my problem. Maybe this is a, my own hot take, but I feel like that sort of thing happens all the time. I think anyone who's like married to someone in government, anyone who's married to someone high up in any business knows some things that they're not supposed to know. That's like human, actually. You don't think Michelle Obama? You don't think Michelle Obama was kept up at night knowing stuff she wasn't supposed to know? Do you hear me? You think Michelle Obama was in the White House like, Barack, what's wrong? And then Barack was like, it's classified. No. I don't think that happened. I'm sure Michelle was in the White House minding her own business. Eating a veggie plate. Barack halfway kicks open the door. I've had it up to here with them. Okay? They want to kill everybody. They want to blow the world up. Now you sitting there, you Michelle, you like, oh, I don't even want my carrots anymore. Oh, no. The thing that bothers me is that Pete just couldn't be professional, and wait for an hour till he got home to tell her in person. Like, just do it the way people normally do it. Walk in the door, be like, you won't believe. Like, that's the way you do it. But when I pay my taxes, I do get upset when I see it blatantly being misused. Like when Pete Hegseth is supposedly building a $40,000 studio in the Pentagon to do his makeup before he goes on TV. I'm like, that, if even $1 of that is mine, I'm very upset. Like, I'm not saying I'm the whole 40, but like, that's so insane. Secretary in the makeup room. Should he be at war? Like, every once in a while, you come into contact with somebody that from you know in a personal way, and eventually, maybe this has happened to some of you. You turn on local news, and you see them, and you're like, I knew it was gonna be something. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the 8 o'clock, the 10 o'clock news, but they did something. You see that mug shot and everything. When I was in Chicago, I worked with this dude at our job, in the break room, we had a light sensor for the light switch. So you could just press it, lights come on, or, if nobody was in there or if you didn't move for long enough, lights go off, right? And one day, I'm walking into the break room, take my break, lights are off, I walk in, lights come on, and he's sitting there, already in the break room, eating barbecue. And let me go out on a limb right now and say that if you eat barbecue in the dark, You are a murderer, okay? You're already guilty in my mind. If you are that comfortable with bones in the dark, there's no telling what else you're capable of. If you are that comfortable slipping and sliding on your teeth and tongue, barbecue is messy enough in the light. You should have seen his face when the lights came on. It was insanity. And then I walk in and he not even, if it were me and that happened, because I try to put myself in his shoes. I try to be empathetic. I'm like, okay, let's say you eating barbecue in the break room on your break, right? Kind of a heavy meal for a 15-minute break, but to each their own, you know what I mean? You go be sleepy when you come back, but I want everybody to enjoy their life. So let's say you're eating barbecue in the break room and you are somehow doing it so still I'm not saying he should be hitting the rib like corn on the cob. You know what I mean? I'm not like I'm not saying he should be digging into it with his face. Like, in case you're wondering, that is, at least in my mind, the sound you make when you eat barbecue in the dark. Like that. If you eat barbecue in the dark, you don't eat it like the rest of us. The rest of us chew like civilized people, but if you in the dark eating barbecue, you are wilding out. You're doing whole other sounds and effects that the rest of us don't do, you know? I'm not saying that you need to be doing a bunch of extra movements when you eat your barbecue. I'm just saying if you're doing it so still, you know, munch, munch, munch. Munch, munch, munch. Munch, 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 munch. Munch, munch, yum. Munch, 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 munch. If you're doing it so subtle that a light sensor, that technology was like, ain't nobody in the room. And then they decide to shut the lights off on you, and you still did not feel led to change the conditions of your meal. If you were eating barbecue in the break room and then the lights go off and you're like, that's even better. That tells me you're not right in the head. Something is going on with your mind or your spirit. Something is evil in you. Munching away. And then you think to yourself, oh, what if someone walks in? What if someone walks in and feels like, this is awkward, this is weird. I would hate for them to judge me and my entire personality based off of one instance, you know? Maybe I should get up and paw my way, if the lights don't come on, to the light switch and press it so the lights come on and the room is once again filled with God's holy light. I even tried to extend that olive branch and be like, you know what? He probably didn't want to get barbecue sauce on the switch. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he thought if he was flinging his hands, he'd get barbecue sauce on the walls. That would look even scarier because now I walk in, the wall's red, you got a bone in your hand, you munching away. Really try to put myself in that headspace. Try to be fair to him. And after I got through thinking all those thoughts, I was like, nah, the whole thing was weird. No, I was right. It's insane. I Okay. Side note. I left that job, right? And one day I was catching up with a different coworker. I was telling them what happened, right? I was like, hey, I was super weird. Like I get in there and, you know, he'd been in the dark, so he wasn't phased. It wasn't like something just happened and I walked in right after or whatever. And they were like, oh, you know what? I didn't want to tell anybody. But the same thing happened to me. Which means on a different day, this man was eating barbecue so gentle that he lost the light again. And this dude, okay, so look, so my coworker told me, they were like, no, okay, so when I walked in, that light, I think, was genuinely broken because I walked in and it was still dark. Like, it didn't just come on because I swung the door open, right? So we at least know now he didn't turn the lights off on himself. Because I did worry about that. I did worry that man took his break, went to the break room with his barbecue, knew what he was about to do, knew how unchristian he was about to behave, set the barbecue down on the table and was like, nobody needs to know. But yeah, so apparently there was a problem with the light in the break room, and they were like, yeah, but when I walked in, he was eating the barbecue, and I'm pretty sure he was choking. Which would make you feel bad for him for a second, until you really put yourself in that situation. Because if you walk in to a dark room, you assume nobody's in there. And the sound of someone choking on barbecue in a dark room does sound like a demon. It does sound... If you walk in and start... No, do it real quick. Close your eyes. Close your eyes real quick. I want everybody to close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Piece of brisket getting caught in the back of your throat, and now you sound like Beelzebub. No. And so then when the light when the light from the door spilled in, they saw him, and they couldn't really make him out because they were kind of blocking the light themselves, just standing in the doorway. And they said that they just saw him like eating in the corner. Which, why are you facing the wall? I forgot to mention that. That happened to me too. He was facing the wall. It's already dark. You don't need to worry about being seen. But he's facing the wall going... I was like, what did you do? What did you do when that happened? And they were like, I thought it was a demon. I yelled out loud, I rebuke you. And then I closed the door. Oh, man. So then, you know, I'm chilling in my apartment in Chicago and watching the news. And I see a mugshot with a familiar face who had been arrested for trying to rob a barbecue restaurant. it's especially tough right now because I think people are getting squeezed from more angles than we thought was possible, right? It's like, wages aren't increasing, jobs are hard to come by because of layoffs. Some of the layoffs are like the seasonal layoffs when, companies restructure and everything, things that we're actually used to. But then some of them are people losing their jobs in government. Some people are losing their jobs in the private sector in place of potential like AI advancements and stuff, all while you have the tariffs going on. And I truly believe that some of it is preventable. Obviously, there's going to be ebbs and flows with every economy. There's going to be ebbs and flows with every country throughout its history of how rich it is or how markets fluctuate. Some of these are unforced errors, and some of these are things that just happen, but it's all happening at one time, And I think very basically, I wish everyone could agree on it, but we're not there yet, that just by being human, just by virtue of being alive, you deserve access to basic necessities, the most basic of things, right? And especially if you're working. If you are working full time and you're still struggling to get the basic, we're talking about food, water, and shelter. We're talking about the most basic things. And I think sometimes when you bring up the people who are having a rough time, they're having a rougher go of it than is just, right? Life isn't fair, but you build the scale so that things can level out, so that they can be just. And when you talk about people who are having a rough time, who need extra help to try to get level, and they're working, they're doing their best. I think people conflate that with people who want luxuries or they want something for free. These people are already working. We are the hardest working country in the world. We clock more hours than anybody else, and we every year have less and less to show for it. We have less to show in healthcare. We have less to show in education and possibility of upward mobility. Every year we work harder, and every year we have less. We take less vacation days than pretty much anyone in the world, and for all of our hard work, we are not seeing the fruits of our labor. And there are people who will tell you, oh, but if you just work a little bit harder, if you just do it this way, oh, I'm smart, I figured it out, you will too. It's people who are not addressing the fact that everyone does not get a fair shake. Like, you only need to look at me as an example. You don't think I want to be in the NBA? I did everything that I was supposed to do. I ate my greens. All right, I shot the ball. I did the running. I did everything. But trust me, if I show up to an open tryout and shoot my shot for whatever team will have me, they will be calling security. All right. And finances work in a similar way. I'm not coming down on anybody who came up well, went to a good school, and then through that good school, you made a connection which got you your job, which affords you your lifestyle. I'm not saying you don't work hard. I'm saying everyone doesn't have that same opportunity, And I think that at the very basis, right? At the very basis of food, water, and shelter, people get it in their head that even shelter means, a lavish house or something. Lavish. I'm not talking about lavish things. I'm talking about enough to get by. Everyone is fighting to get by. When you talk to people who don't have about what they want, they just want to be level. They're not asking for expensive, lavish things like outdoor furniture. Patio furniture is ridiculously expensive. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's literally outside. You don't even want it in your home. It's almost trash. I don't care how comfortable it is. You literally let it get rained on. You buy it from a store and then you bring it inside for a second just to take it out to the backyard and leave it there. And it's too expensive. It's crazy. In fact, when the outdoor furniture is inside, That's when you know it's bad. When I was living with some friends in college, their lawn chairs were the chairs. And I was like, we in a bad situation. We're not doing well. You got the patio furniture in front of the TV. We about to die tomorrow. Whew. Yeah. You know? It's bad. It's bad. And it shouldn't be this bad, you know? You work, you pay your taxes, those things should come back to benefit you. And it's still, that there's a narrative that's going on that's got all of us really going after and arguing with each other. As if there's limited resources, as if there's limited money, as if there's limited opportunity, and we know there's not. We know that there's actually plenty to go around. Even with the hundreds of millions of us that are in this country, there's plenty to go around because we know how much billionaires have. Because they make it known how much they have, you know? Like you see how much land they own and you're like, that is a lot of people could live there. That's crazy. Or you know that CEO that said he wanted to own all the water? It's like, that's something you keep to yourself. What a sociopathic thing to say. Oh, I want all the water. You can't even drink it. What's wrong with you? That's what kills me. It's like people think that it's solely government. People think that it's their job. They think it's not. I promise it's not. And what really burdens me, what keeps me up at night is that these people are siphoning all of this money. They siphon it from the government. They get benefits from the government. They get tax cuts from the government. They siphon all of this money. They siphon your wealth from you. They siphon it in wages by the fact that they don't increase. They siphon it off of like shrinkflation when they act like they cry poor and then they charge you more for less. They siphon all this money, all to what end? To have a few people have all that money. All of that money, more money than anyone will ever need in their lifetime. And you know it because they don't spend it. They siphon all of this money out. They are literally parasitic. And then they dress like me. That's so crazy. You have all the money in the world and you look like me. What are you doing? That's so crazy. Oh, it doesn't have to be this way. And I know sometimes you can feel powerless, especially when the big thing is happening, when the big thing is just going, you know. But it does with a movement towards any action that is based in the people's wishes, it has to come to fruition in any instance. And you see it all over the world. You see people rise up in whatever form it takes to make their voices heard. And it's still very much possible. I know that there's a narrative out there that you're like a cog, that there's nothing you can do, and that you might as well just scrounge up as many pennies as you can to get by, and that'll be the best you can ask out of life. You know? It's to the point now where even people who cross over that $1 million threshold, they enter that tax bracket, they still feel that way. You could make $500,000. You could have $300,000 saved up, and you might sell something within your company, make another $200,000. You might cross that $1 million threshold, even by just a little bit, and still be like, I'm barely getting by. And people roll their eyes at that. They scoff at that. But the way that things are set up, unless you are uber rich, it's very easy to drop right out of that tax bracket. None of that is certain. You know, small business owners, some of them could be considered millionaires, but they'll tell you, they're like, my actual business and the people that I care for, the employees that I employ that depend on me for their benefits, for their livelihood, it's like we are month to month, right? So this structure doesn't end at just taking care of yourself. And it's why everybody to the best of our ability, we have to be looking at the whole. The way that they play it is the way that benefits them every single time. Someone who's already a billionaire would love for you to just try to be like me. You can do it if you work hard enough. That's the narrative out there. They don't talk about how many government benefits they get, how many tax cuts they get, that they were born rich. They don't let any of that into the story because it would kind of ruin the whole thing. You know what I mean? So, it's literally it's up to you because we're already there. We're already in a place where I don't see how things are just going to get better by themselves. People are putting burritos on layaway. That's insane. That's so crazy. There are apps now that they come to you and they're like, hey, we'll let you finance your lunch, dog. Pay $3 now, we got you. And they do. They have you. And they don't let go. And before you know it, it's been a month, and that burrito that was $12 when you didn't have it is $65 now when you're done paying for it. And it wasn't worth it. And it siphoned more from you. The things that weren't already taken. They can take your wealth. They're taking it now. They cannot take your worth. If you know your worth, if you remember your worth and you fight for it every day and you fight for it with who you vote for, you go to your town halls and you speak to them and you let them know, we hired you. You work for us. We pay our taxes. Go tell them that this is done. It doesn't have to be this way. We can demand more. And the thing that we're demanding is not some sort of handout. We're demanding our work back to us in proportion for how hard we've worked. These people believe, they genuinely believe that they built this company up by themselves as if there's some idea truly as a self-made man. It's like, even if you built a company and you ship the things to the people and they love your product and they want more of it, and you think you're such a genius, there are people driving that truck. There are people packing up those packages. And then there's the road that you didn't build. In what world should it be like this? That's crazy. And then the narrative gets put back on us that we deserve these pennies, that we deserve such a small share of the thing that we helped build. Look around. Really look around when you walk around your city. Really look around when you travel. Wherever you go in America, no matter who you are, we built this. We built this together. We built it. And I'm not even saying that these like titans of industry don't hold a part in it. I'm not discounting someone having an idea and through ingenuity bring it to fruition to the point where they employ people, to the point where people depend on them. But there are responsibilities that come with that sort of thing. I wanted to start a candy company, and I was like, nah, I'm actually going to be a terrible boss. I'd be a terrible boss. I'd be in there in the candy factory eating all the chocolate, making myself sick. And then when people come to the factory to look at our chocolate, they'd be like, the boss is in the bathroom throwing up again because he's a child that can't stop himself. And that's why I didn't start a business, because I was like, there are other people that are better at it. It's tough. You shouldn't be put in a position where you got to put barbecue that you eat in the dark on layaway. Like that's
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host and fellow stand-up comedian, Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I think I pulled my back in my sleep.
Let me put my...
genuinely, I woke up and it hurt so bad, and I was fine when I went to bed.
Yeah. I've had similar experiences where I wake up with a tight shoulder. I'm like, did I just pitch 6 innings in my sleep? Like, how the hell did I pull that off?
Yeah. My girlfriend asked me what was wrong, and I wouldn't tell her.
Why'd you just look? You just looked like you were in a bad mood, and
No, yeah, no one should mate with anyone that they know is this weak. It doesn't bode well for offspring.
right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're pulling your back out when your skin's still tight.
What's the dumbest injury you've ever gotten? Like just like of that level of like doing nothing, hurt yourself.
Okay, so in PE in school, this is the other thing. This is why I actually believe in certain martial arts that look silly. I actually
Okay.
think that with the right practice, they could work. So you see stuff that's like, you see these like Wing Chun videos or, Aikido stuff or, you know what I mean? And you're like, oh, that would never work in a real fight. And it's like,
Jazzercise.
yeah, sure. Especially jazzercise. Especially getting physical in skin tights.
Solid gold dancing. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Well, because you see stuff like that and you're like, this would never work. But you don't know that it wouldn't work because under the right circumstances, anything could work,
Right.
And I feel that because one time we were playing volleyball in PE and I went to just do like, one of those underhanded like hooks of the ball, like pop it back up in the air and everything. And as soon as I connected with the ball, so this isn't even me trying to punch the ball back up. As soon as I connected with the ball, I like basically pulled the hamstring on my other leg.
Oh, jeez.
And so it was like, imagine the ball coming to meet my hand. The ball doesn't even go back up in the air. It just hits my hand and droops off my hand and hits the ground. And then I hit the ground screaming. It was like out of a cartoon because I was just like, "Ah!" And then as soon as I went to hit it, it like some weird. If it was like a kung fu cartoon, you would have seen my skeleton or something. It looked like the worst version of Mortal Kombat. It's crazy because you don't think you could hurt yourself in such a awkward way.
Right. Yeah. No, I think we've mentioned it before, but I've had multiple times where I've genuinely hurt my back by just having that moment where you step on ice and go, "Whoo!" Like just doing that. I've done it multiple times where I've been like, then my back is fucked up for like a whole day.
Yeah.
You reminded me though of volleyball injuries. I weirdly have a couple of injuries associated. Well, one's not really an injury, but with volleyballs involved. In middle school, I remember there was a recess where we were just like, and it was like in the gym because I think it was like during the winter, and it was just like like this point in middle school for some reason we would still get like short recesses, but they don't really do it anymore. But we used to still. I remember we were in the gym and we were just playing dodgeball. We just split the gym down the middle, a lot of us, and we're just playing dodgeball. But we were like using volleyballs and just really winging them at each other. And I remember this one kid threw. I think I remember who it was, but he was like a pitcher and like a quarterback and stuff. Had a good arm on him. He launches it at me, square in the balls, just drops me to my knees. And the second my knees hit the ground, another one hits me right in the face and then knocks me backwards. So it was just like wham, wham. And then this is the only time I've ever had this like with a nut shot. Then like my balls hurt for an entire class period after that. And I went to my next class and I just sat down and like everyone kept walking by like, "Hey, you doing okay, buddy?" And I just like sat down and like put my head on the desk. I was like, "Oh God." And then the teacher comes up and he's like, "Logan, you okay? What's the matter?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I just took one in the jewels." Like was my exact wording.
Oh my gosh.
And then he was like, "Well, okay. Sorry. Science is starting now. Sorry about your balls. I don't think I can say it as a teacher. I'll get fired."
Yeah, you probably won't be able to learn this at like this class, but
yeah,
you come back ready tomorrow.
Yeah, just know some good stuff's happening on the board. You'll get it later. Don't worry.
Yeah. It is funny because it's like when you in PE, our PE teacher was like a true sadist, and he had us play dodgeball.
but one dodgeball game would last the entire period.
Oh, really?
So what he would do if you were out and you wanted to stay in, which of course everyone did at the beginning, you had to do this very weird, complicated run, like up and down the bleachers. Like you didn't just do a lap around the bleachers and come back. You had to go up the bleachers, down again. Then you had to go across the bleachers and then up. Then you had to come down again and then do like a circle. It was like it would take you some time.
Run over to the
right?
bench, solve the Rubik's Cube, run back, tag your partner.
Yeah, it was like the Amazing Race without any puzzles. It was just because then even when
The
I was
Amazing Race
out,
without any adventure.
yeah, I was out, and then I was like, "What do I need to do again?" And he got exasperated with me, like I'm
Like you made it up.
Yeah, like I made it up. I'm like, wouldn't it just say 4 times? Like, why are you making it this like it almost felt like he made us run that very specific course to get us dizzy so that we were worse when we came back in. Because kids were getting out and they'd run the course, and now you're coming back into the game winded.
Yeah.
And so you're winded, dizzy, and you got hit by a dodgeball, so you're not feeling great.
What happened to just like jailbreak? Like just way off to the side, wait for jailbreak. What's this new step?
Dude was a maniac. Dude was legit, like he was insane.
For your PE, did you like, because since you're saying your PE teacher was a maniac, was it like all just fitness stuff all the time basically? Did you have that kind of PE? Because I found there's a lot of different tiers that people had in their PE class growing up. Like some were like, you hear about some people, it's like it was constantly like doing the running and rope climbing and like all that stuff. And then mine was like, we literally went ice fishing and did archery and did orienteering and fucking, we did rappelling and scuba diving.
Jeez.
We did so much shit. Horseshoes. Tennis, shuffleboard, like we did billiards one year. He would just get, actually a couple years in a row, he would just get a bunch of pool tables from I don't know where.
Yeah.
And we would just take over the wrestling room, and like a couple weeks would be us just getting good at pool.
That's insane.
I know.
That's amazing.
I know ours is super weird, but
that seems like PE at a boarding school.
Kind of, but it's like I think it was just a small school in Iowa, and like most kids are in sports, so it's like, you know, didn't have to push a lot of us that hard, and the ones who really don't want to run are the ones who are gonna have an excuse to get out of it every other day anyway.
I mean, we had a general. We
went
had
bowling.
At least what I feel is general.
Yeah,
Bowling.
Bowling.
For
some reason, trying to correct it, I almost said boiling.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say boiling. And then I was just like, what sport is that?
Yeah, no, we spent a couple weeks just boiling, crawfish. We just really got into, just
he made us do
gumbos,
push-ups.
Yeah,
Made us do push-ups in the water until it got hot.
now while your gumbo's cooking, you got to do wind sprints.
Yeah, it was insane. Like basically, there was one where I it wasn't me, it was another kid. But am I crazy? Or
Yes.
does every ice? Okay, well, good to know. Now, am I crazy? But is this also a weird fact? Does every school seem to have a Scuba Steve?
You're gonna need to elaborate on that. What do you mean?
I guess I'm just wrong. So I
you
feel
mean
like
the toy from the movie Big Daddy?
No, not the toy. I feel like I've been in several situations. Maybe it's just a Southern thing or something. I've been in several situations where someone named Steve had the nickname Scuba Steve.
Well, I think that came from the movie Big Daddy.
That's what. Okay, so I'm wondering how big that was, or if I just know like 4 guys whose nickname is Scuba Steve, and they're just not that interesting or something.
I mean, I remember it being kind of a big deal when that movie was out. This is another great one that our younger listeners are really gonna, attach to. They're really gonna
Yeah, I mean, I didn't try to take us here. I'm just telling you
I know, I'm kidding.
the
Jeez.
person. I just feel like I feel crazy because I know I've.
It is weird
it's-
that you knew like 4 guys named Scuba Steve, but I'm pretty sure they probably all have it just because of that movie.
Okay, that makes sense.
Is what
then.
I'm guessing. Unless a couple of them were like scuba divers.
Yeah, I mean, at least one of them probably.
Are any of them a marine biologist now
Oh, none of them.
or a lifeguard?
Not at all.
Well, then I think they just watched that one Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, I
Is
think
what
you're
it's
right.
sounding like. That's what I'm guessing.
You really put it in perspective for me because I spent my entire childhood being like,
Yeah.
why is he named Scuba Steve and he's named Scuba, and then there's an adult named Scuba Steve.
I mean, it still though supports your thesis of wondering are these are there a bunch of Scuba Steves, and your question going to is that like an uncreative nickname? Yes. So it's just a different route, but we still got to kind of what your thesis was going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
just like,
took
yeah, it is.
everyone on this long and terrible road to to get us to this place of one time when we were playing dodgeball and we were very early in the process. So only 15 minutes had passed. So only a few kids were out. They were running the laps, the weird obstacle course, and running back in. And at one point, this is a particularly epic game. At one point, maybe we're 45 minutes in now, so there's only like 5 minutes left in PE, and it's like a tight neck race to the point where he calls it, where he's like, all right, from now on, if you're out, because he knew it had to end sometime. And Scuba Steve got hit. He got hit real good in. I know there's a scientific term for it, but I'll just say stomach. Somebody got him in the stomach real good, and then
What other way?
like I don't know if it was the solar plex or like whatever hit
abdomen?
him. I mean, yeah, abdomen. Whatever hit him knocked the wind out of him.
Right.
But this is the other problem.
Diaphragm?
Diaphragm, maybe. Like this is the other problem is whatever
Intestines,
you throw a ball.
gut. I just wanted to see how
I
long
mean, that's too deep.
I just
Yeah,
wanted to
he
see
would-
how long I could interrupt you with
I
different.
mean, he would have been bleeding.
yeah.
You hurt his intestines.
Took a dodgeball right in the intestines.
Had to have it removed by a doctor. So basically, the ball that hit him got him out, right? Mm-hmm. But even if you have the best of intentions and you're not trying to be a jerk, because there were kids like that who would try to like hit you when you weren't aware, even though you were out and you were walking off because they were just dicks.
Sure.
But in this was a genuine mistake. About 3 different kids threw a ball at Scuba Steve.
As he was walking out.
No.
Okay.
In earnest, trying to get him out.
Okay.
One hit him in the stomach.
Right.
Which made him duck from the next one that was about to hit his face.
Right.
But as he came up, the last one, like the furthest one away, he just looked right up into it after he got hit in the stomach. So then he crawled. He crawled off of the court, and the PE teacher felt so bad for him. He was like, "Look, that was kind of uncalled for, even though it was a mistake. If you want to run a lap, I'll let you go back in." So he does. He's like, "All right, I'm going to do this for my team. I'm going to do this for myself, I guess."
I will have my revenge.
He runs this complicated lap.
He solves the lap puzzle and then
Yeah, and then right as he's like, you can see the smile on his face. And right as he's about to run on, like the movie Dodgeball, he's gonna try to catch one to get somebody out or something.
Yeah.
He's like posted up, like you could make a trophy out of him running back onto the court, just smiling mid sprint, and then runs right into a ball that was meant for somebody else, and it hits him across the other side of the face.
oh, that's good.
It's so thin. Then he just he did this like chicken thing. Because I guess he didn't like want to grab his face, but he was also like disoriented. And so his arms were up, but they weren't touching any of his body. So he just had this weird like arms up thing out of pain. So he got hit and he's like this. And then as his head goes back and his arms go up, he like just because the other side is already very red. Like I should mention Scuba Steve is white, so he's very red from all the times he's been hit.
I kind of felt like it went without saying with the nickname Scuba Steve.
You never know though.
It's true. No, it's true.
Want to assume
it's true, but it just I don't know. It's hard to.
I've met a lot of black Bubbas.
Yeah, but I don't know. Bubba's got some flavor to it. Scuba Steve, it's just so nasally. I don't know. It just seems.
Yeah. And he was very, very white. So now he is very, very red. His whole head looks like a cherry. And the kid who kind of like from when you got hit in the balls, the kid who pitched that one was meaning it for a very agile kid. So he put a lot of mustard on it.
Right.
So you can actually see a couple of lines on Steve's face. And now he's been hit so hard that genuinely, I couldn't tell if he was concussed or just blinded by being hit in both sides of the face by the ball. So he just starts wandering towards the other team.
Well, he's got his arms out. He looks like that scene in Platoon. Like, and then he just like falls to his knees.
Yeah. Dude, it was so bad.
It gets more in the back.
And then you just hear the PE coach like, Steve, get out the way. And Steve just is going like, oh God, like because he's like trying to shake it off,
right?
And he doesn't know he's walking in the direction of more oncoming balls, so he gets hit like in the knee and then in the arm and so then he just hits the ground and he just sort of like crawls off of the basketball court. Oh man.
Good. I remember one time in gym class, we were playing Capture the Flag, which I'm assuming everyone knows that game. That's not regional, right? Everyone knows Capture the Flag. You got the gym. It's on either end of the gym. One team's trying to catch the other one. I'm assuming, but I get surprised every now and then what things people don't have. But we were playing, and
you know how poor you'd have to be to not have Capture the Flag? That's literally imagination. That's literally... That's anything could be the flag. Another kid could be the flag.
Well, dude, I started when I started subbing, and I subbed for a PE class, and they were right away. It like was written down. It was like, "Oh, play Six Flags with them," and I was like, "What?" I'm like, "There's not. That's like hours away, and the price of admission. That's gonna be. There's so many kids here." Like, but it's like they have a new version now where they do 3 flags on each side, and each team has to capture all 3, which I think was just a smart way to make a game go way longer so you don't have to intervene because they're always stealing just flags back and forth. Yeah. Anyway, we were playing Capture the Flag, but this was in the winter. And back when I was in high school, like now the school has like a whole addition added onto it. Like they added a whole extra part. So they didn't have this storage issue before. But during the winter, like in the real dead of it, they would bring out all these big coat racks and kind of put them in like our entry commons area that we called it, the commons. But it was like they just kind of would put this big coat rack there so everyone could hang their winter gear because we did like half lockers. So you couldn't really fit all your stuff in your locker. So you have to like hang your coats in this. During the day, though, like it was getting towards lunchtime, and we also would have lunch in the commons. So like about lunchtime, and my gym class was right before lunch, they would move all those coat racks into the gym, right? So those are now kind of just on the back wall near one of the doors. And then we're playing Capture the Flag. And there's at one point where I'm running, going for the flag, and the last thing I remember is looking down and grabbing the flag in my hand. And then the next thing I remember is me looking up and being pulled up off the floor and seeing just everyone laughing very hard, including the gym teacher. He was laughing very hard. Turns out what happened was I was running, and while looking down and I grabbed the flag, I then, like a coat had fallen off of the rack. I stepped on that, slid like a cartoon character on a bar of soap, slammed into the coat rack, and then fell down very hard, hitting my head. So I got a concussion. Because I do not remember any of it at all, but they were just like, no. First you were doing this, and then you did this, and you're that, and I just said, I'm like, guys, I don't because they helped me up, and I just went, what happened? Did I win? Did we do it? Did I capture it?
That's insanity.
So I slid and just slammed into it and dropped.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like there's so many instances like that where you're a kid and you're just like playing something and you either you either get hit or you hit something and it reshapes your day.
Well, because that was and that was weird too, because that wasn't even my first concussion at that point, so I kind of knew what had happened. I'm like, I'm missing time, you guys. I think that was another concussion. I've had like 3.
Jeez.
My first, because I had that one. I had a concussion in football where me and another player, we slammed helmets really hard into each other. This was during a football game. We just connected helmets really hard, like stared each other down, and then walked away. And then I got to the sidelines, and I literally just like clutched my head and was like, "Oh fuck!" Like I just had like the worst migraine I've ever felt in my life. The weird thing was the missing time didn't come till later. During the football game, I stopped knowing where I was, like while playing, and I stopped. Like we'd lean in to hear the play, and I wasn't able to like comprehend it. And I was left offensive tackle, and I would always then my friend Tom, who was the guard on my side, it got to the point where I would just turn to him and go, what do I do? What's it on? And he'd be like, when he says hut, block that guy. Like that, and that's how we played like half of a football game. And I gotta say, we watched the game tape the next day. I played a pretty good fucking game for a brain damaged weirdo. I was actually kind of on fire, man. I was watching. I'm like, man, I was making hella blocks. Wish I remember them, but I was doing really good.
Man, I'm waiting for a play in a football game where you know how the linemen line up, where the other team, whichever team is going to employ this strategy, I'm waiting for like the whistle to blow and like the ball to get hiked, and then everyone on the quarterback's team just backs up. Like just back up 3 steps and let everybody from the other line fall. Because you expect another person to be there and like hit you. So it would be so funny if everyone just moved out of the way. It would only work once.
It would only work once. And even then
it would be so funny.
They usually stand up kind of to get in it. They don't just dive forward on their heads.
I mean,
like they just let their hands out. I hope someone catches me.
Yeah, but they stand up like they lunge for that other person. So if you just back up, they're gonna at least trip.
Or just knock you on your ass.
I mean, that's the fear. I feel like that's why nobody does it. But legitimately, if you and I like were lined up,
that's the fear.
It is, because it's like if I told a football coach to do that, he'd be like, "You're out of your mind."
I mean, no, it's true. I mean, it's like why they teach you in like when you're a defensive lineman, they teach you to just real quick, right when the ball snaps, just quick like grab the shoulder of the lineman across from you and just tug it down a little bit and swim over them. Because a lot of times they will, if they haven't started standing up yet, you can just pull a dude right down.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, it would work once.
It would work one time
because they.
And then you get your ass throttled for the rest of the game because you've embarrassed this team, and they're out for blood now.
I mean, if they want to try, but they don't know if you're going to stand up again or not. Right. Now you've set up that fear. because it's exactly like when you watch a football game and you watch like don't even watch the rest of the play, just watch the linemen. I'm telling you, man, they even though they're standing up, they're leaning way too heavy forward. Yeah. They don't even take, half the time, they don't even get to take a step forward. They literally just stand up, lean forward, and there's already somebody blocking them. So if you just move out the way.
I like the tips from Coach Joshy here. These are good.
I got one play for every game. What else you want? Baseball? All right.
Did I tell you about this just happened a couple weeks ago when this comes out, but there was the Iowa State high school football playoffs were happening, and I can't remember if I told you about this, but there was like the highest scoring game in state history just happened, and I'll tell you this, one of the teams scored 94 points, and they didn't win.
Wow. So
The final score was 108-94. That's an NBA score, not a high school football game score.
I can't tell if that means both teams are really good or both teams are horrible.
But that's what it was on while I was teaching at school. One kid, then it was like third quarter still. One kid's like, it's like 70 something to 60 something. And I said, did neither team bring a defense? Did they forget? Are they down? Are they down, people? But it was just, I mean, it was 8-man football too. 8-man tends to be a little more high scoring just because I think, I don't know, you got a little more wiggle room or something. But there's less dudes out there.
Wait, how many is it supposed to be?
11. It's usually 11 on 11, but they're smaller schools. They're a different division that does 8-man football.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're missing people, yeah, I imagine you'd score more.
But they
that's
usually
still high.
they restrict the field a little bit too. It's not like the full football.
Yeah.
Field, but yeah, 108 to 94.
I mean, you'd imagine those have been some of the best plays in the history of high school football, or else both teams are just really bad at stopping things they don't want to have happen.
The clips I saw, it was actually just a fairly sloppy game. Like there was one point like the quarterback just got hung up and just kind of like lobbed it awkwardly, and someone caught it, ran it in. Like it was. I think it was
insane.
It just felt like a you know, like a schoolyard football game where it's like both teams had a really good player each, and then no one else really knew what they were doing. You know, just taking turns running it back.
Gosh. That feels like it feels like when you watch. I mean, we haven't watched that many together or anything, but it feels like when you watch some of those rare, like professional MMA fights where both people are bad.
Yeah,
and it's there's a lot of knockdowns. But it's not because either one of them are good. Like,
no.
One was a trip.
I mean, it's like if you drop a pot of chili, sometimes it'll look like a Jackson Pollock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every now and then you'd be like, oh wait, okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. I got to shampoo the carpet, but look at that.
A Jackson Pollock is, I mean, a bowl of chili is a Jackson Pollock twice a day. because this is the thing. When you're dealing with like things that could have you prone to injury like that, like football or combat sports or anything like that, it's like sometimes it's just very funny because sometimes the effort to do damage and the effort to avoid damage can sometimes look very funny. Like I actually went to an amateur MMA. It was like an amateur promotion. So these people are fighting to like improve their record to go pro, you know?
Right.
Because like, you know, something like the UFC or something like that, you want to have an impressive record coming in, not just for you to be able to say I'll belong here, but also for them to take you seriously. And so you see a lot of these like hometown, just like homegrown MMA matches that are like, oh man,
the ones that make you go, is this legal?
Yeah. But not even, here's the thing.
They used to have those in like bars in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and I'd be like, I feel like that that shouldn't be happening. This just feels like this is just sanctioned assault. It feels like kind of really.
Yeah, what people don't seem to understand with those two is that only a handful of them are like really bad. Like really bad, sloppy, you don't want to look at the person's face, their face is burger. Usually they're bad because they end very quickly and they're one-sided. So I actually watched one of them. I have no idea what happened to this guy, but he was beating he was beating everyone on a dominant level. Like he was beating them, not even in a way where you're like, this man is skilled. This dude at one point, which this isn't even legal, you should never do this. This dude was beating another guy so badly that then the guy jumped him to try to go for a guillotine choke. If you don't know what a guillotine is, it's basically when you get someone in a headlock and then you try to choke them out leaning back, right?
Yeah.
And this guy was not only not being choked, was not like responding to the choke at all.
Yeah.
He stood up with the guy still on him, took his mouthpiece out so he could take some deep breaths, then put his mouthpiece back in and slam that dude to the ground. When he took his mouthpiece out, I was like, guys, you need to stop this fight. This isn't a fight.
Yeah,
this isn't a fight. And the only
He's about
person
to
who
eat
doesn't-
him.
Yeah, the only person who doesn't know it is the guy who thinks he's choking
Yeah,
him.
the only one who doesn't know he's losing is the backpack.
The guy who's like, "Are you out yet? Is he standing up because he's out? Is that him quitting?"
Yeah.
And then
Am I being picked up because I won?
I
And
watched
everyone's so proud of me?
I watched a guy try to get away from another guy who was really coming at him just with a barrage of punches. And instead of trying to dodge any of the punches or counter or go for a takedown or anything, this dude literally ran like he was an extra in a Bo Rat movie. It was like
In a what movie?
the Bo Rat movie. Remember they did that MMA scene?
Bo Rat?
Yeah.
Oh, Borat?
I thought it was Bo Rat.
Are we, as in like my wife, Borat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe
just-
I'm thinking of Bruno.
I think you're thinking of Bruno, but also
Yeah.
just the way you said Borat. It was like Bo Rat. Like it sounded like a Southern wrestler.
Yeah, who
Like
well,
Bo-
how am I supposed to say it?
Borat.
Bo
Like it's-
Rat.
Yeah. No, I get it now that you say it, but first you were like in that Bo Rat movie.
Yeah, well, how do you say it?
Borat. Like
Bo Rat.
I want to be very clear. I'm not like laughing at your pronunciation. I'm just laughing at how you keep doing it the same way. It's
Well,
little.
I'm trying to hear how you're saying it. That's different from
Borat. No,
Bo Rat.
that's better. It's just the first few times we're like Bo Rat, like it's two different words.
Yeah, Bo Rat.
No, but they're not two different words. It's one word.
Yeah, I'm saying one word. I'm not taking a break.
You're hyphenating it at most.
Bo Rat? Where's the hyphen in Bo Rat?
I was where you're fucking putting it, where it doesn't belong.
It's Bo Rat, right?
It's Borat. It's a little thing. I truly did not know what you said at first because you said that Bo Rat movie.
Okay, the Bo. Maybe I'm thinking of Bruno though.
I mean, yeah, the MMA thing you're thinking of, I think is from Bruno.
Okay, am I saying that one right? Is it Bruno or something? Something I'm not aware of?
Yeah, you're saying Bruno, right? I didn't mean for it to go this way either.
I didn't think you did. I mean, I don't even think anyone's going to remember what we were talking about now. I think it.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It was MMA something. You were on something about that Bo Rat movie. You can hear the different way I'm saying it, right?
No.
Borat and Bo Rat.
Oh, goodness. Bo Rat.
Borat.
Bo Rat.
There, that was better. That was better.
But that's what I've been saying the whole time.
No, you have not. The first few times you said Bo Rat, and that is just not how it's pronounced.
Bo Rat.
Let's move on. This has got to be torture to listen to.
Fuck.
Oh no, dude! Don't. I can talk more about getting concussions. Let me feel better.
Yeah, the guy just ran from him a lot.
Oh no! I took away his confidence. Oh, I'm sorry, bud. I wasn't trying to make fun of you. I was just trying to clarify because I didn't.
No, I didn't think you were trying to make fun of me. I was also confused.
This is that bin Ben thing over and over again.
Did we actually leave that in?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I also have had situations in my apartment where I'm just alone, where I've like hurt myself. And so those are a little less embarrassing because you don't have to feel like, oh, I messed so much up or I'm such an idiot and I embarrassed myself in front of a person. But there is a small part of you that's like, I don't know, God saw it. That's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I
If
lived in
heaven's real,
Chicago,
Grandma just saw me.
so actually this would have been a weekend that we hung out together.
Okay.
But yeah, when I was still living in Chicago, I was on my own at this point at my studio, and I genuinely, like we're talking serious, I choked on a sunflower seed to the point where I really thought I was going to die.
I remember
and I
you
was
telling me about this.
I was like, how? But even as I'm choking, I'm like, there's no way. It's
Right.
one seed. Like even as I was choking, I was like, how? It should take more to lodge my throat.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not trying to knock it loose with other sunflower seeds.
Yeah, I shouldn't need a plunger for a seed and
Right.
a piece of shell.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't as if I was choking as in I couldn't stop coughing. I was legitimately choking like my throat was stuck.
Jeez.
And I was like, how? Like, even if it went in sideways, I should be fine.
Seed, not the shell. Like just the seed?
It was the seed and it was a little bit of shell. And
Okay.
my throat was closed.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, what am I gonna do? And I almost tried to give myself that self Heimlich. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, where you like slam on a chair or something.
So,
You just fucking pile drive yourself into the back of a chair and hope whatever you're gagging on comes out. Yeah, I'm familiar.
I beat my own ass across the apartment because so I'm choking, right?
Yeah.
And it took me maybe 2 or 3 seconds to realize, like, oh, it's been a while since I took a breath. I'm really choking. And then I didn't have a chair. I didn't own a chair.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just slammed myself against the kitchen counter. And it wasn't even the angle, because you're supposed to put the chair under you a certain way and then
You're supposed
plop
to get
down on it.
The aforementioned diaphragm. You're supposed to kind of pop right there, but you're
No. I
just body
slammed
checking yourself
and then
like a fucking self-hating hockey player. Just
and then I was like,
Wow.
oh my God, it's not working. And so then I did it again.
oh god, this is how it ends. This is how it's over.
So then I also was thinking, like, okay, but normally when you're choking, before people give you the Heimlich or something, they slap you on the back. So maybe if I just slam
No,
my back.
fuck off. No,
No.
on.
I
God, come
didn't get a
on.
running start or anything, but basically I tried kitchen counter, right? And then I was like, that's clearly not working. That's only hurting my chest. And so then I just went against the wall behind me, like. So I didn't like slam myself against the wall, but I just tried to bounce my back against the wall like someone would slap your back if you were choking, and that also didn't help. So then I was like, if I can like maybe like dig it out with my finger or something.
I already know how this is gonna go.
And so then I put my finger in my mouth. And I was like, I was definitely choking worse, but it wasn't like lodging it.
God damn.
And then finally I took as much, like, cause I didn't have that much air left. Like I was really panicking.
Yeah.
And so then I just stood there, like just stood center of the little kitchenette that I had. And this is like after the finger thing. And then I just like really punched my own chest, like really like gave it like some beats. And that sort of knocked it loose.
God damn it. I want to apologize in advance for laughing very hard at your funeral because your death is going to be hilarious. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to be some cartoony shit. Your fucking obituary is going to read like a Marx Brothers movie. Like it's going to be.
Dude, it's like it was so scary because we're also talking about a period of like 30 seconds. Like,
Right.
not,
But that feels really long when you're choking.
Oh,
and there's
yeah.
and this was, you said this was your studio?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so there's that moment too of living by yourself. Because I had that too, living in that basement unit I had in Chicago, where if anything happens, you're like, oh fuck, no one will find me for days.
Yeah.
And I had a dog too, so my thing was always just like, it depends. You know, I won't be mad at her if she needs to eat me to survive. If no one's found me in like a week, if she like goes like the second I'm done breathing, I'm gonna be mad at her. I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah.
If she's like, oh, eyes closed, lunchtime,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah. I mean, it was terrifying because I was like, when you don't know, because most people can hold their breath for like 30 seconds or something, but when you truly don't know
Right.
that it's like
When the next
your last breath
Yeah.
for a little while was 10 seconds ago, and now you're like, what's happening? And then you realize you're choking. And it wasn't even a choke that was like, I'm choking and I just can't force it up. It's like
Right.
lodged.
No, yeah. I'm just imagining the detectives now, and they're in your apartment, and they find your body on the floor with your own finger just crammed in your mouth. And then they're just like, we found a bunch of bruises on his chest, too. Weird.
I mean, the best I can hope for is that I'm not alone. And someone else in Chicago has died by a single sunflower seed. And then when detectives find me, they can be like, I think we have a serial killer on our hands.
It's the sunflower killer. He's back again.
Yeah. Because
We thought he was gone for years, and now he's back.
He clearly beat this young man and then left his signature one sunflower seed.
Made him kick himself to death. It should be funny, the idea of murdering someone by holding their own finger down their throat. Just, I don't know why that's a funny visual. It's a horrible thing, but Whew. Oh, I hurt my shoulder bad enough the other week that I had to literally like sit down and ice it for a little bit. What I did is I held something up like this. Like clothes. It was something super light. I was for those of you listening, I raised my arm up slightly. I was just getting.
He raised his arm up like he caught a big fish.
Yeah, like, oh, there it is. You look.
Yeah.
Except for it wasn't a big fish. I think it was a pair of pants that I was just like picking. I was like getting just laundry out or something. And I remember moving it, and Jess was standing there with me, and I just went, ow, ow. And she's like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. My shoulder hurts so much now. And then I couldn't get it past, like I couldn't raise it up at all then for like the rest of the night. And then this is where, it's fun to live with a nurse. Cause then she made me sat down and like ice it and wouldn't allow me to do anything. Here's the thing. It even kind of actually is a little hurt just doing this right now. I got a fucked up shoulder though. So that's why. But
yeah,
I fucked up my shoulder from a different injury, which is actually it's my other concussion. Let's get into this. Josh. This is my tying it all together. You know me. This story, but this is the story of how I received a massive concussion and some slight brain damage. Which I love anytime I open with that. I say I've had brain damage, and someone always goes, "Well, that explains a lot," which is just a nice way to make fun of me. It's a
nice way to find out.
Yeah,
someone is not original.
Yeah, and just mean and hateful. But so I got a really bad head injury after football practice in the locker room. You notice how I told the football one first to make it sound like I they happened on the field. All this one happened after in the locker room,
But not the same day.
not the same day. No, these were different years. Even this actually happened before the one in football.
Oh, okay.
So, but this was I was in the locker room. I don't remember this whole day. I remember like up till like lunch that day, and then I like erased the rest of the day from my mind. But apparently, what was told to me later was that we were horsing around in the locker room. We were weirdly like way too comfortable around each other in the locker room. Like, weird stuff happened there. I remember once I went to college and like would tell some stuff. I remember having friends be like, "Why? What? Oh my god!"
And so none of you were dating. like that seems like the next question.
I had a girlfriend at the time, you know. She was in Canada though. Like she went to a different school. You don't know her, but I had.
But I had her.
Yeah, no, because we used to do dumb shit like just cover the the shower room floor with soap, and then you get on your stomach, and we'd have races back and forth. Yeah. That sounds.
Yep.
Bring it home.
So nasty.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably one of the nastiest things I feel like you could do with soap.
I'm surprised there weren't more rashes, to be honest. I was really
because the idea that you're on the ground.
Yeah.
And it's not a clean floor just because there's soap on it.
Well, and especially too, it's like right after football practice too. So like we're all like showering.
Yeah. So now you've mixed mud, sweat, soap, and floor. And you're just playing worms.
Yeah. I saw one guy shave another man's pubes. So I saw that. Just a little bit.
Wait, this is the same locker room?
Yeah.
Okay, because you said that like you had been to war.
Yeah, no, this was in Thailand a couple months ago. Had nothing to do with this story, but I just thought I'd tell it. So that's just the weird comfort factor of my locker room. I know this is now sidetracked entirely. People are going to forget that I was talking about an injury and not just my my weird after dark locker room. But anyway,
after dark, broad daylight.
Yeah, yeah.
Like y'all would do all this weird stuff in the locker room and then just go to class. Well, or is football practice after school?
Football practice after school. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because you know how some sports they do like
some
during PE, and then some of them they do like before school. Like that was a big thing with soccer. Soccer sometimes would be before school started.
Some like volleyball and like basketball would do that, but football I think that's kind of harder to do. And then your kids are all banged up for school. You know?
Yeah, banged up. Now go learn math.
Yeah, yeah. But what was told to me then, so I brought that up because there was always like horseplay, and apparently this is a volleyball again came into play. I guess first someone was throwing on a football, I guess, just like in the locker room, like bouncing off the walls, trying to hit everybody or something like that. But apparently then a volleyball came into play, and I guess I was I'm now out of the shower and in like the locker room area, and I turned to like run away from someone with the ball, and then my feet slip. And then I just come down completely on my head, and then my friends are all like laughing. They I guess they all thought it was a joke. And then I started shaking. I think they thought I was doing a bit, not realizing I was having a massive seizure actually. And that's part of where the shoulder injury comes from, because landing so hard on my shoulders, and then they said I actually probably seized so hard I probably actually hurt my shoulder because my body locked up so hard.
Yeah.
And then a giant pool of blood gathered around my head, and then my friends were like, "Oh, no," and so luckily,
blood and soap. And balls and floor and sweat.
Yeah. Then my friends just started sliding around in it back and forth. Good time for a blood race, you know.
This is the nastiest floor known to man.
And then luckily someone had just come down who was dressed, because again everyone had just gotten out of the shower, so I'm also just laying on the floor covered in blood, surrounded by naked men, and I hope that's the only time that happens in my life. I really I hope that's not how it ends for me, is in this I don't know, gangbang gone wrong. But
I mean,
So
really, no banging. It's just sort of a
no,
naked gang.
I meant if it happens now. Yeah. Just a weird. We were playing strip poker, and then one day, I don't know what happened. We didn't do anything, officer.
Yeah, it would be hard to explain why so many people are naked.
So many people naked. That
you
is a
get
tough
one naked person.
Yeah. And once if two answers are even close to conflicting, sorry, you're all murderers. Sorry.
Yeah.
All of you.
Yeah.
All you did it. Everyone did it in this version of Clue. But then, luckily, I guess someone had just come down who was dressed, and they were like, "Call 911." And so they left. And then my friends, bless them for this, they saw me laying there, and they're like, "Well, I guess we should dress him," which they shouldn't have done. You shouldn't move somebody who's laying there with a head injury. But so they decided to try to put my gym shorts on me, but they got both my legs into one pant leg of the shorts. And I know this because one of my few memories is from waking up in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. And the lady above me just goes, "Logan, you fell and hit your head. Like, are you okay? Like, how are you doing?" or whatever, checking it. And I just said, "My balls hurt." And then I passed out.
Oh, my gosh.
And then I woke up in the hospital. I'm surrounded by friends, and like my parents are there, and my football coaches are in the back. And then I see my little brother's there with another friend of his, and they had a JV game that night too. That will become important in a moment. But I wake up and I just ask what happened. And my friend Randy, who's there, he goes, "You fell and you hit your head, and you are in the hospital right now. So everything's okay." And I go, "Oh, okay." And then I look down at my arm, and I see the IV in my arm, and I act fake perplexed. I'm like, "Oh, what's this?" And everyone just goes, "Ugh." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I was just trying to lighten the mood. I didn't think it was going to bum you guys out so much." And then I look up at my little brother, and I go, "Did you win your game tonight?" And he goes, "No." And I said, "Pussy." I was in high school. That's why I said that. I don't talk that way anymore. Don't cancel me. But I said that to him there, and everyone just goes, "Ugh." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Why is everyone mad at me? I'm in the hospital. You're supposed to be nice to people in the hospital. Why is everyone mad at me?" And then my friend Randy just goes, "You've done that 8 times." My brain was like trying to restart, and it was just skipping like a record. So I would wake up, ask what happened, make the same joke about the IV, and then call my brother a pussy, and then I would pass out, and I'd come to, and I would do it again. And I just kept doing that over and over and over again until the last one that I remember, because that's the only one I remember, and the only thing I remember from that day then really was that.
So, a couple things.
Yes, I'm just a couple.
One, that must be so scary for your family, friends, everything, to think that you're about to be the worst version of 50 First Dates.
Just every day.
Just every day you tell the same joke, you call your brother a pussy, and then you go to bed.
Yeah, me and my brother definitely wouldn't have the same relationship we do now if it had been,
honestly,
17 years of me just calling him a pussy every day.
The fact that you did it 8 times, if I'm your brother, I got to start to worry that you mean it.
Be great for that. On one of them that I don't remember, he was just like, "Listen, motherfucker," and like everyone like held him back. No, I don't care. I don't care where he's laying. I don't care.
I don't care. We can settle this now.
Yeah.
All right.
Talking shit's talking shit. I don't care what bed you're in. Yeah.
And then the last thing, which I didn't include in the couple things, I actually had I won't get into it now. I'll save that for I'll save the story for a different day. But I had a similar thing happen to me.
But
I wasn't. No. I was not the person who had the concussion or anything.
Oh.
But yeah, basically way back in the day, this girl broke up with me, and then she hit her head real hard, and then a week later broke up with me again.
No.
But not like, it wasn't like as dramatic as yours.
Right.
She literally like played lacrosse. she hit a pole,
Yeah.
lost some time, and then just forgot she did certain things.
Wow.
Yeah. It wasn't like yours where she was like in the hospital for a little bit and blah, blah, blah. It was
I
like,
was in the hospital for a night and they let me go and didn't.
it is weird how quickly they let you go with head injuries.
Well, and they really shouldn't have. They also didn't warn like my mom at all that there might be changes, because then like my mom got freaked out because then I had really bad depression after that, because that's what happens when you slam your fucking head onto a floor and knock yourself out.
Yeah.
It usually triggers depression. And so my mom didn't know that, so she just got really scared for her son. And then we went to a different doctor because I started having I had trouble in math then. I went back to school and went to math class, and there was a quiz, and it was a weird sensation. I've never really had it before, where I'm looking at the sheet going, I just learned all of this, and I don't know how to solve a single part of it.
Yeah.
And like the doctor kind of figured out like the part of my brain that controls math is probably what I rocked real hard or something. And then also too,
Yeah.
I would then start panicking, and then I just like couldn't finish the test. 'Cause I'm like, fuck, I don't remember math at all. But then we went to another doctor, and my mom was just like, I don't know, he's been like down too. And the doctor was just like, oh yeah, no, he's probably depressed. That happens a lot with head injuries. And then she was like, oh, well, they just let us go. And he's like, oh, how long was he there? He goes, we left the next day. And he was like, jeez.
That's insane.
So like the first hospital clearly didn't do it right, and the second hospital was like, oh man, that first one really should have done more for your kid's brain.
That is wild. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because you hear about things like that, and it's so often it's an adverse effect that's like fairly to really detrimental. Whereas I do feel like I've only ever heard two stories like this. They're very similar, so I won't tell both of them. But basically, there was a kid in high school who at least says that his uncle fell off a ladder and hit his head really hard, and then was way nicer after.
Oh, I've heard stories like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you only usually hear about like this adverse effect, or obviously it can cause depression.
Right.
It can cause like all of these other problems. But you rarely hear about the times where it's like, oh, he hit his head really hard. He had a really bad concussion. And then he really learned to chill out.
Yeah. No,
Because it wasn't as if he had a bunch of adverse effects plus he was nicer. It literally, he was like a more relaxed person after that.
Well, not me. I was a real miserable fuck after that. Still am. No. I mean, I was depressed for a while, but.
Yeah, you did, punch that guy.
Who? What?
I was just trying to make something up of you being super aggro.
Yeah. You burned down that bar that wouldn't let you do a show there.
Yeah, you did choke that guy at Starbucks.
Yeah, but like I kept saying like it's Logan, and he was like Lucius on the cup, and I'm like, you fucking idiot.
All right. Well, we'll see if you can remember my name when I burned you with this coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Now you remember my name. And I was walking out, and he was like, curse you, Loudon,
Yeah, he was filing the police report. He was like, I think his name was Lucas.
Crazy dude.
Yeah. No, but
his brother was with him. He kept calling him a pussy. Out of nowhere.
That's always been something that's I found very like interesting and sometimes troubling, is some of those effects after the fact, because it's like you also don't know. It's so hard to tell some of it, because with things like with your thing, right? It's like, oh, these are stark differences in how I was before. But with other people, especially when they're even younger than you were, it's hard to tell, because you're like, is this how they were gonna be anyway, or is this the injury, or is this the, what I mean? And so I'm glad that, especially for your part, you really like overcame those general effects and were able to get the help you needed. Like, obviously it wasn't easy, but
took some doing, and some of it took years. I didn't really get a lot of the depression till later, because it just hung there. But
yeah.
The weirdest thing was kind of like trying to retrain myself in math without like, 'cause then I just had to get good at, I taught myself just to get good at like fast math again, because that was my junior year of high school. And then the prom theme that year was like a night in Vegas or whatever. And I remember with a friend, they like had like gambling tables in there, but you were just like gambling for like prizes or whatever. But we were playing blackjack, and I remember very distinctly the severe panic attacks like I was having inside adding up to 21. I was playing it off like I was bluffing, but really I was just like, I don't know what these add up to, because I was just like, math was fucking with me. So, and I was in like algebra 3, by the way. Like I was in like good level math and doing okay until until I hit my head so hard it kicked the math out. You fucking monster.
No. What it is that I'm imagining you in the movie 21 or something, and then Kevin Spacey, whoever, is like, we got a real shark at the table.
Yeah.
No one ever really knows what he's thinking or what he's trying to do, and then it's just you sweating, being like, all right.
Yeah.
I got a jack and I got an 8. Jack plus, because you're not just doing math, you're doing card math.
Right, yeah.
Which is another layer on top of the fast math you're talking about.
Yeah, just imagine if you ever watched like a poker tournament again or something. Just imagine those cool guys who are sitting there with sunglasses on. Imagine if in their head they're just going, "Oh God, everyone knows. Okay, everyone's looking at you. Everyone's looking at you. Oh, they know you're stupid. You're stupid. You're a stupid idiot."
Because that to me, it's like, but the fact that you were bluffing it actually makes it so funny, because you're sitting there and then people are like, man, Logan got ice in his veins.
I was playing all stoic, and keep in mind too, it's prom, so I'm in a full tuxedo, just looking dead serious at a blackjack table, trying to look really, really stoic and serious, when really in my head I'm just like, now 4 + 2 + 5 is.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Logan just keeps saying, hit me. Man, he must have got all the 3s.
He busted 4 cards ago. What's he doing? Just refusing. No, hit me again.
You're not even in anymore. It's between 2 people, and you're like, from the side of the table, hit me.
Yeah. You want to know the weirdest thing, though, that I remember, though, from that incident? Because I just have, like, flashes of stuff. But the weirdest thing was... when you can't go to sleep, like when you have a severe concussion like that, like they come and they wake you up every so often. But they had me, they would always ask me what words they gave me. They gave me 3 words to remember. And then so every time they woke me up, they'd be like, hey, do you remember the 3 words? And I could always get 2 and not the 3rd one. But now I'll like never forget them, because it was apple, banana, and tube. But I would always get apple, banana, and I can never get tube, which I think is on purpose to have like those first 2 go together and then a rogue one, you know? But that's the weirdest thing, is like I will always remember apple, banana, tube. Like
Man.
Forever now.
Yeah.
That's like really stuck in my head from that experience, because I was just like in the hospital bed as my head's fucking bandaged up, you know? And I'm in my hospital bed trying to like rest off brain damage, just sitting there and being like, remember apple, banana, tube, you piece of shit. Remember these 3 words. You're embarrassing yourself in front of the nurses. Like, it was just this weird, like...
Yeah, it was this
like,
weird pressure.
This pressure, this pride. Like, I'm like, you have to win this game? Like, it's not a...
Yeah. That's wild, man.
Yeah.
That apple, banana, tube.
Apple, banana, tube. That's just.
You think we should call the episode that?
I was thinking about it. Could call it apple, banana, tube. That could be funny. A funny title. Just out of nowhere. Why is this one called apple, banana, tube?
Oh man. Thank you so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We are so happy that you have been tuning in, listening to our stories
for 20 episodes. This is our 20th.
This is our 20th episode.
Doesn't it feel like 100th? But this.
Yeah,
20th?
I do kind of want to celebrate our 100th, because this has been a bit of a haul.
It's that strange thing of, I know everyone talks about like, oh, time in 2020 is weird, but like it feels like we've been doing this podcast for a long time.
Yeah.
In a good way, where it's like,
yeah, I'm surprised we don't have more episodes.
I know, me too. I'm always surprised when we like are saving it. It's like, what episode is this? Like, oh, 7.
Yeah, I remember when we
Jeez.
finally hit the double digits, and I was like, "That's a lie." No, this has been so amazing. We are so grateful that so many of you have been reaching out to us and have been, leaving reviews. Please, please keep doing it because it really helps the show. It helps us broadcast to more people, and the whole point of the show is to brighten people's days and give them something to relax to. I heard that there's some people who haven't even finished a single episode of this podcast because apparently I put people to sleep. So I just want to keep doing.
That's why I'm here. My laugh is meant to jolt them back up. That's why we did this pairing. This is why it works.
Yeah.
It's a good team. As Josh is telling a story and they start just getting a little bit, and then ha ha, and then they come back. So
yeah, it's a real rope-a-dope situation.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you want to reach out to us personally, or for just leaving a review on the show or anything, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, at Josh Johnson on Twitter, at Josh J Comedy on Facebook, and at Josh Johnson Comedy on YouTube, where we're actually now posting full episodes of this very podcast.
Yeah. So this one you can watch and see what Josh meant by the chicken arm movements from the beginning of the show.
And if you're looking for Logan,
you can find me on Instagram. Logan M. Nielsen is my handle on that. And if you want to drop us a line, send us an email, which we are right now. We're still testing out in our Monday mailbag stuff. Or minisodes or whatever, however we're classifying the shit we do on Monday. There's
a lot of Mondays and M's.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be easier to be like, oh, we'll just shift Monday minisode to Monday mailbag, but really it's just made it jumble up more in my shower floor damaged brain. But you can email us. That's joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com, and we've been getting a lot of great ones, and please just know that like we're still getting all of them, and we will get to all of them. Don't worry, we're gonna get there because we've got a couple people kind of like, we had one that repeated again, like this is the same one, just to like remind us, which I appreciate too, but it's like, don't worry, we have too many cool people who listen to our show who want to drop us cool lines and fun topics too that we're gonna get to. I'm excited, so make sure you check those out.
Yeah, keep even if you've left us something before, please leave us something again. We'd love to read it, and we'll read it on the show. And we've made a whole show out of reading it.
And we've read stuff from Price a couple times, and I have more from him we're gonna get to. So
yeah.
So don't worry. Email, even if you've sent us an email before, email us again. We love hearing from you. And I believe too, if you get on Amazon Prime, you can watch Bo Rat 2. That's out now. You can check it out.
Thanks so much for listening. Until next time, apple banana tube.
Oh no, it's our new sign off. Until next time, always remember apple banana tube.
Hello, everybody. It's me and Josh Johnson, and me is Dulce Sloan. I'm not good at doing these intros, but I feel like Josh has been doing a lot of heavy lifting, and I'm feeling like a crumb bum over here, just letting Josh do all the work.
A crumb bum? A crumb bum?
Yeah, it's like we're co-hosting, but I'm like, if we're co-hosting, like I gotta do some of the work too. You know
I just
what I mean?
never heard that before. I've never heard crumb bum.
Oh yeah, crumb bum. I think I heard crumb bum is almost like a yum yum, where it's like somebody, like you ever know somebody that's just always like, they have the means, but they're always like just asking you for food.
Yeah.
Because it's not like the the girlfriend saying, "Oh, I'm not hungry." It's not the same thing. This
Yeah.
person is eating.
Yeah. They're eating well.
Right. But it's like it's like, you know, do you want your cornbread? It's kind of like
Crumb bum.
a crumb bump.
We're so excited to bring this episode to you, the public, because it's one of contention. It's probably gonna be the one that gets listeners the most fired up out of the ones that we've talked about.
Other
Because
than ketchup being tomato soup.
hey, let the past be the past.
Have you looked at the YouTube comments?
I will never look at those YouTube comments.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you one of the first things you learn as a comic is never look at the YouTube comics. If you're someone who's on TV,
Yeah.
never look at the YouTube comments. And I can tell you the ones that I've looked at, I don't know if there's a filter that goes through, because usually if you're a woman that looks like me on the internet, someone's calling you fat. Someone's taking the time from their American heathen day to type into Al Gore's internet that I have more than one chin. And one, they're not doing that unless someone from our team is just going through and being like, nope, nope, nope. Or YouTube finally cares about people, but I don't think that's happening. And wow, people are not feeling, because somebody was like, yo, Josh, I get it. You were trying to win, bro, but tomato soup being ketchup, I think you've gone too far, baby. I think you've really affected hearts and minds, Joshua.
I mean, all right, never mind. All the other episodes, it's like we're kind of deep now. Like, there's so many other episodes where I make salient points, and then this is the one that really sticks.
People have
with
mentioned
people.
that. They're like, man, Josh has made so many other great points. What
Wow.
happened?
Okay.
Yeah, it was interesting because they're like, yo, dude, I know you were trying to win, but you went too far. You went too far to the other direction. You went too far to the left, bro. Left, right, up, down. You did too much. And so
I mean, this is the one that I will really affect people.
well, I think it's interesting because the topic for today is chocolate versus vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, I just want to take a second. If you were watching this on YouTube, stop the video after I ask this question. Who do you think is going to go for what? Do you think Josh is going to pick vanilla? Or do you think I'm going to pick vanilla? Do you think Josh is going to pick chocolate? Or I'm going to pick chocolate? Who do you think is going to pick what? I'm going to give you a second. So, just to let you know, this is chocolate versus vanilla. And guess what, y'all? Your girl, okay? Spicy Calderon. Your girl's team vanilla. Hi, you didn't see that coming, did you? Did you? You didn't think that me, old what's-her-face, was going to be picking vanilla. But I did. Isn't that wild? What a twist.
So help us out.
Yes.
Help us by explaining why vanilla for you.
I think vanilla for me, one, it is an ice cream flavor that I grew up with because my mom likes to add things to ice cream. So we would get the pecan sandies. We would put those in ice cream. Sometimes just as simple as, throwing in your favorite cereal. Maybe putting your own little fruits. Vanilla was a carrier for flavors, right? Some of my favorite ice cream flavors, like Moose Tracks, the base is vanilla. Like those flavored ice creams, like the I never really got into Ben and Jerry's, mainly because it was expensive. But if you give me a Bluebell situation, you give me a Mayfield situation, a Mayfield Moose Tracks, a Mayfield Turtle Tracks, okay? If there's tracks, I'm eating them. If an animal is out here putting his imprint on the planet with caramel or chocolatates, put it in my face, okay? I like vanilla. Basically, when I think of vanilla, I think of ice cream. And there's different types of vanillas. There's different kind of carrier flavors. One thing I used to really love to do is when we go to the Chinese buffet, because you grew up in the South, there were always Chinese buffets. At the end of the meal, you go get your little soft serve ice cream, and then I would add a little lemon juice, like a little fresh squeezed lemon. That was a nice palate cleanser after eating all the variety of things you eat at a Chinese buffet. I do honestly prefer it over, like, in cakes. I don't prefer, like, I've never had a chocolate birthday cake because I've never wanted a chocolate birthday cake. I've made chocolate birthday cakes. I've made chocolate cakes for people.
I guess this is my thing. This is where I feel like you are so misguided.
Wow, what the hell? Good night.
This is where. So I look at vanilla as one, right? As like if we are talking flavors, vanilla is the number one as far as units of flavor and taste. Okay. It's where you start. It's a good place to
You're
start.
telling me a scale from 1 to 10.
From 1 to 10. And I'll even say this. People give vanilla a 0. It's a 1 because it is a flavor. It's not plain. It's vanilla. Right?
Right.
But you can't really enhance it. Like you said, it's a character. It's just
a carrier.
Oh, okay. It's a carrier. So then it's a platform for other flavors. It's not a real flavor that's out here striking joy into hearts and minds. It's just out here helping cherries and sprinkles get along.
But it's also, did you think about it as a collaborator, a peacekeeper, a helping hand to bring different flavors together?
How about this? I've enjoyed a triple chocolate cake. You can't have a triple vanilla anything because vanilla's vanilla. It's 1, and you can't multiply 1 times 1.
You could have a vanilla. Well, I mean, it's not triple, but you can have a vanilla cake with vanilla frosting. That's a thing that exists.
It's a thing that exists that all tastes the same. It's just a steady attack on your taste buds where you're getting overwhelmed with the vanilla.
Listen, I presented my case. Okay. Now you present your case.
Okay.
Your very predictable case. Being Team Chocolate.
My very okay. All right. Chocolate came to us, blessed us, was discovered in multiple countries. All right. It came to us from multiple parts of the earth.
No.
You know, the
came
cacao.
From the New World.
What?
New World.
What are you talking about, New World?
Sir.
It's all been one world the entire time.
Ma'am.
It's all been one planet. I'm not. No. Don't pull from that colonial history. The whole world's been the whole world the entire time.
The whole world has been the whole world the entire time. Yes. In God's eyes, he built one planet. I get it. It's these white folks with books that made it new and old. So they ain't known about chocolate. Are we trying to say that they know about chocolate? You're trying to say that chocolate was not in the it's in the conquered countries, conquered continent.
I mean, all I'm saying is what they called the New World was really the Old World because they just hadn't discovered it yet. But it had been around.
And that's why we call Native American Indians, because somebody didn't know where the fuck that was at. I hear you.
Yeah.
I got you.
I'm just saying that chocolate doesn't come from one specific area or country in all of the world. Lots of countries bring us chocolate, and they bring us their spins on chocolate.
Sidebar.
And they bring us,
Have you seen that Ghana has told these white folks that you are no longer going to take a raw bean out of here and then process it on your own? We're going to process this shit, and you're going to have to pay us. Ghana is not playing with these hoes. Ghana, the president of Ghana, he is not playing with these white folks no more. You understand? He's like, y'all not going to be coming up in our country and taking shit. If you want this cacao, you have to come to us. You ain't getting raw beans. We going to process it and then give you that shit. Because you've been in here you've been getting uncut, the raw, okay? And don't want us to have no processing plants. Oh, boys said, fuck y'all. Keep praying for them. I'm worried about his safety. Because these white folks are a problem.
So all I'm saying is chocolate comes to us at different degrees as well. So you can see the percentages. They tell us the percentages now of cacao in the chocolate.
Absolutely. And that just lets you know how stepped on it is.
I understand, but that pure, right? So those bitter sweets, those 75%, those 25%, and those Hershey's, they all have different flavors. They're all coming from a different place. Vanilla, it can't get stepped on because it comes out stepped on.
Have you ever seen a vanilla bean?
Yeah, I've seen a vanilla bean.
But that's an old world plant. So you have to remember, like, at one point, we think of it as very generic because we have all the things here.
And because
Like-
it is.
But at one time, sugar was exotic. Because motherfuckers didn't have sugar.
I mean, if we have to go in the past for vanilla to have a leg up, then
Sorry,
like,
we just went to the past about chocolate. We just went to the past about chocolate. I'm not saying at one point all of these things were exotic. Italy didn't have noodles until Marco Polo came back from China. If it was not for the Chinese, the Italians, what would they be making? What are they cooking? What are they famous for? Give us a
real
fuck.
good meatballs.
And
Like, as far as meatballs, fire.
sidebar, check this out. Tomatoes, New World plant. Noodles came from China. If it was not for somebody leaving Italy, what would they eat, bro?
Real good meatballs.
All olive oil, everything. So yeah, I'm just
Fire.
saying, fire meatballs. Fire. This bread though.
So I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there that there are different degrees or different levels of chocolate. If we're just even going to keep it to bars, right? These bars, a vanilla bar is
Why are you
fine.
saying that so hard?
And a chocolate bar, that's how we want them. That's how we take them. That's how we love them.
Okay.
Chocolate bar. And how many types of chocolate bars are there? The most you're going to get out of vanilla bars is cookies and cream, which is still getting a little chocolate in it to help it along because it's struggling.
Vanilla is a bean. So you can't turn vanilla into a bar because it doesn't even have, it's like, if you think of all the things we do with like different beans, like soybeans and stuff like that. Vanilla is like, it's dried and you're just taking the seeds out and it's very much like an extraction process. But there's no, like, I did not know probably until I was almost in college that cocoa butter comes from chocolate plant. I didn't know where cocoa butter came from.
Okay.
So like if you ever had like white chocolate, white chocolate is basically a stick of cocoa butter from what I've heard.
I mean, that I don't know enough to correct you, but the fact that you don't get any dark vanilla, but you can get white chocolate, just another way that chocolate is being more versatile in these streets. It's just another way that chocolate is coming at you in different colors and different flavors. I just think chocolate can go places vanilla can't.
That's an apple and orange situation. We're talking about flavors, right? 'Cause I think for me, I don't like white chocolate. I like milk chocolate, but I have found out that by going over, going to Canada, going to Europe, going to Mexico, the rest of the world hates our chocolate. Apparently it's disgusting.
No, we're not doing well.
I did not know that our chocolate was trash. I did not know.
I've known for a long time that
I can say that
Yeah.
I've never been a huge fan of our chocolate, like a Hershey bar. No, I don't want that. I don't want to eat a whole bar. First of all, a bar of chocolate always seemed like way too much.
But that's why they have the little divots for you to break it off, for you to have as much as you want to have while you're having it.
Because they know the whole thing is just ridiculous.
The
Like,
whole
all of
thing
this-
is too much. Yeah.
Right.
The whole thing. Like, you break it per serving size.
And
So
they-
even a
'cause they-
Hershey bar, break 4 of those little things. Have that. Save
Man,
that.
2 is my max, and then eventually I'll wrap it up and set it somewhere and go, either it's in the fridge for the rest of my life, or it's not. White chocolate isn't even really chocolate. It's chocolate that they've taken the cocoa out of. So there's no cocoa. It's just fat. And then they've injected chocolate flavor into it.
I
Don't do
see.
that.
No. I see the point
do that.
that you're trying to make. But what I still see is vanilla struggling so hard that chocolate had to
Vanilla
do
is
a
not
plasma donation.
Wow. Or maybe
on
maybe,
behalf of the white colored candies.
Or maybe vanilla doesn't have to go with Sammy Sosa. Okay? Doesn't have to be the last generation of Michael Jackson to be out here doing his job, okay? I don't want to bring Michael into this. Sammy Sosa, we all know, looks like a thumb. Doesn't make any sense.
Don't act like I'm making you do these things. I didn't want to have to. Like you're pulling out all the stops now. Because of something.
Vanilla knows who Vanilla is, and Vanilla's like, listen, I'm flavoring things, okay? I'm giving you, because look at this, the nature of the flavors, okay? Chocolate is heavy, okay? It's gonna sit on the tongue, but there's a fat content, there's oils behind it. There's a lot of things that chocolate is doing because there are different aspects to it, right? Like, for vanilla, on the other hand, hey baby, I'm a bean, and you put me in shit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing cakes, I'm doing creams, all right? I'm giving you, it's a whole different campaign. There's way less processing when you're dealing with vanilla. No, there's no vanilla bars, because if you try to make a vanilla bar, it'd be like a white chocolate situation where you need some type of base and then you're injecting flavor. But that's not how vanilla works. Vanilla is giving you a lightness, okay? Chocolate came in to be heavy. Chocolate came in to step on your feet and be like, hey, what's going on? What you doing? About to fuck up your teeth, okay? No kids going to the dentist or the dentist, okay? Ain't nobody sitting up getting caught with vanilla all on their face. It's not happening. Vanilla has better press because vanilla's a more refined situation. Vanilla's not out here in your whole Halloween. That's what Vanilla's doing. Vanilla's a classy bitch. All right, Vanilla's sitting down like, hey, yeah, Vanilla can't be in everything. Okay, you got triple chocolate cakes. You got chocolate on chocolate on chocolate on chocolate. Vanilla comes in, boom. That's the flavor. There's vanilla, and then there's a little vanilla bean. Chocolate, on the other hand, is letting you know it is stepped on like a motherfucker. Chocolate is letting you know, hey, I can be bitter, I can be sweet, I can be stepped on. All it is stepped on, okay? We know American chocolate. Okay, sidebar. Also, we have to mention this one thing. Have you ever had a chocolate orange?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
That was fine.
I think that's a flavor you have to grow up with.
No, I can see that because the people who love it have always been eating it. That's very fair.
And they're not American at all.
They also love to crack it to like open it. It's like an event. Like that's how you can tell that they grew up with it because they love to press down, which opens up all the slices and then they eat it.
I mean, as things go. But I was annoyed, one, when you bite into it that it's hollow.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing. I'm like, I thought there was going to be an orange cream situation. I thought this might have been a Cadbury situation. I thought they were going to give me more, right?
Okay.
They said orange, a chocolate orange. I thought that it was going to be more than just the shape of a fucking orange. But it's kind of cool that it's in slices. You can distribute it to your friends or to your children, right? It's cool. It's whatever. I'm just saying, I've had a whole type of chocolate. Listen, what you're not going to do, because I know what you're posing. I've met you. I know what you're posing argument. No.
What I'm not going to do, just for the record, this is unedited. I was being quiet. I was listening. And then out of nowhere, I get a what you're not going to do.
I know the wheels, nigga. I know the wheels. And the wheels on this bus were eventually going to get us to the chocolate room at Harrods. That's where these wheels were going to go. Because
I wasn't even thinking about it.
What? That you don't know how to do this right?
No. I wasn't even thinking about it. I'll tell you why. Because I was going to let you punch yourself out. Because in my mind, yes, there are some situations where we're talking apples to oranges. But it's apples to oranges because chocolate can go so many places that vanilla can't. All right. You talking about not all up in people's Halloween. Let's talk about the fact that really a lot of people don't even want vanilla like that. So vanilla can call itself classy. It can call itself sophisticated. It can call itself particular and choosy. But nobody is choosing vanilla. When was the last time you saw a vanilla fountain at a party? Help me.
You can't, because vanilla doesn't come. Because vanilla doesn't come in a liquid form like that, okay? That's not happening.
Sounds like it's not versatile. It's
not versatile. It's not the best you've heard in a while. What I'm saying is that Thank you for getting that reference. Have mercy, child. Don't just shake it, working with style. What I'm saying is that because of what vanilla is, also, you know that chocolate in them damn chocolate fountains is never high quality. It's never great. It's never good. Come on. Don't be using chocolate fountains, nigga. They got nacho cheese fountains too. Okay. I don't know if you ever saw. Have you seen this clip from TLC where this woman talking about her wedding and she wanted a ranch fountain? She wanted a ranch fountain, Josh. Honestly, I want to see it. I want to see a ranch fountain, okay? I'm sure they have a marinara sauce fountain. We out here putting anything liquid in a fountain.
I honestly think
wild.
a marinara sauce fountain can't happen because it would be far too splashy. Like you can't even approach that thing without messing up your whole shirt.
It is splashy. You need something that's that makes me think that a ranch fountain would be splashy too.
It might be, yeah.
Because you need something that'll come down in a ribbon. You need something that'll hold its shape.
Something beautiful and smooth like chocolate. I'm with you. I understand.
Nacho cheese. Something that when it's room temperature is solid. That's what I'm talking about.
You know that this is tantamount to terrorism, all right? Because
terrorism is ketchup is tomato soup. Salsa is tomato soup.
Honestly,
call Bin Laden. You are his predecessor. You are his greatest student. When you sat up and looked me in my Christian face and told me that salsa was tomato soup. You fucking savage.
Look. All I'm saying, all I am getting at, all I am approaching you with,
okay,
is the fact, the
adulterated,
mitigated, no, the unquestionable fact,
not questionable, bro,
that chocolate is going places and doing things that vanilla is too limited to do.
I think about this. You know how we're all into all these nut milks?
Some of us are, yeah. Some of us know what a lie is.
True. It's juice.
Yeah.
It's juice.
Yeah.
I want us to stop doing this. You had to blend up these cashews and squeeze them.
Juice. Yeah.
Also, why is there no peanut milk? Why we pick these very specific nuts?
Yeah. We need some peanut juice out here.
And there's a peanut juice. Is there pistachio milk? You know what I want to like?
I think so.
Is it? That sounds expensive.
It sounds it sounds very expensive because if you've even held eight pistachios, you've held $6.
So there's never going to be macadamia milk because that's going to be $150 a gallon.
That honestly, macadamia milk is what I feel like rich kids get with their babies.
That's so funny.
Just a buttery milk.
All I'm saying is that because there is yes, chocolate can do different things than vanilla can do because of just the nature of the plant, right? Like an orange tree can do more than an oak tree. Mm-hmm. Oak tree just standing there, putting shade in your yard.
Yeah.
Orange trees give you fruits.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that some cities, you know how people have like tried to say that like the trees that are in cities should be like food bearing trees for like people in the population who are having like, you know, food issues, like food scarcity or whatever, or people who are unhoused. There are a lot of cities that don't allow you to have fruit bearing trees in the city because for that reason, they're like, no, we don't want people to be able to.
Oh, it's wild.
That's wild. Like every tree, like I get if you're in fucking Oklahoma or like Colorado trying to grow an orange tree, that makes no sense. But just have it like appropriate to where your climate is. People are evil. Anyway, for the same way that oak tree can't do what an orange tree does, because of the nature of said plants, vanilla is not going to do what chocolate does and vice versa. You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
The reason I've never been a huge chocolate fan is because first of all, like first time I had like European chocolate, I was like, oh, this is so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not what we have. Also, whoever put chocolate and peanut butter together, God bless that human being, because that is fucking delicious.
I wonder what happens when you put vanilla and peanut butter together. Do you just throw up immediately, or do you like? I'm just saying. I don't know.
Whoa, those are two competitive. Some stuff don't work together. Chocolate and vanilla don't work. Like, listen, you ever as a kid got Neapolitan ice cream?
Mm-hmm.
My question is, which flavor was always left in the container when you got Neapolitan ice cream? What was the last one? Was it strawberry? Because my house was always strawberry.
I feel like it varied based on
who was in the house.
Yeah. I feel like after the divorce.
Interesting.
Yeah, I feel like my dad ate the chocolate the fastest.
Okay.
And then when it was just my mom and I, the whole distribution was just different. Like you would just see, it looked like, like when you're playing music and you got a little icon with the levels in it.
Yeah.
The race to the bottom just looked like that movement. So I'm trying to think of what was like last.
I think for us, it was always the strawberry. But I can say my mom, and I loved it, would buy, you remember those huge tubs with the handle on them of the vanilla ice cream?
Yeah, I think so.
It was a plastic tub with a red handle on it. My mom would buy that when I was a kid. And so, because I remember as a kid not liking how chocolate ice cream tasted because it had a weird ass aftertaste. And even as an adult, having tried very expensive chocolate ice cream and, gelatos and shit, and being in like nice ass places, traveling the world, I still get that weird ass aftertaste from a chocolate ice cream. I think sometimes chocolate cake. I think I like a lighter. Now, I love a brownie. Brownies are my jam, because brownies for me seem to be the right balance of chocolate to other things. But like chocolate cakes, I'm not always like a chocolate cake. That's too much. I need something else to like break this shit up.
Can I offer up one extra thing?
Try it.
I don't think that when you go to other countries, you get the good vanilla. I think that what's happening is the pinnacle of vanilla we've already tasted, and it's fine. And then you go to another country and you have their chocolate.
What do you think the pinnacle of vanilla is?
I think the absolute best vanilla I've ever had was something that really brought out the flavor of the bean. And it did complement the other flavors that were with it. Because what are your favorite, just as an example, what's your favorite type of vanilla pie?
What do you mean vanilla pie?
Like, do you count cheesecake as like a cake? Do you count it as a pie? I'm trying to think of times we put pies with lots of vanilla flavor.
I know we put vanilla flavoring in cheesecake.
Because you know how you can have a chocolate pie.
Yeah, like you can have a chocolate pie. You have a chocolate pecan pie. You can have a chocolate pudding pie.
Yeah.
Banana pudding is a very famous vanilla flavored situation. There's bananas in it.
There's bananas in it, and sometimes those bananas completely overpower the vanilla.
Oh, I am the person that always picks the bananas out because I don't like bananas. I love plantains.
That's for another day. Wow. You heard it here right now at minute whatever of this episode.
Yeah.
Plantains versus bananas is gonna happen.
Oh, you know what? Our next episode, plantains versus bananas. We're doing it.
Please,
you ready?
Please don't.
You ready?
You
ready?
set yourself up. Come
on.
Okay.
Come on. Come with it.
I don't think you're really ready to lose back to back.
You're not ready to lose back to back. Your greatest failure was salsa's tomato soup.
Mm-hmm. Episodes ago. You're still clinging on to that old
Ma'am, that was not episodes ago. Okay? Don't do that, ma'am. Don't do that.
when you even have a topping, there's not that many vanilla toppings that go on to chocolate ice cream. But there's lots of chocolate toppings that pop, 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 pop all over that vanilla scoop. Okay?
So you're saying that there is no vanilla toppings?
Just not many.
What if chocolate is just loose? What if chocolate is just for the streets? What if chocolate is doing too much? What if chocolate? Chocolate's doing too much.
No.
What if that's the thing?
You are not going to call my delicious mocha, my delicious dark, my delicious milk. You're not going to call all of my chocolates hoes. That's not what's going to happen.
I'm just saying that it had to be so versatile because it could not focus.
We need to sit down and pray for your loose, your plain, your basic vanilla. That's what we need to do.
What if chocolate is doing all of this because it couldn't there's no refinement, okay? Maybe it's giving you, maybe it's McDonald's, okay? Maybe it's McDonald's. Maybe it's here just throwing anything.
You need to slow. You need to slow where you're going right now because you're about to crash. All right,
I ain't got to do.
You about to crash. You sound as someone who was the tomato soup. You sound like the tomato soup right now.
Don't you
dare. When you say,
but I know chocolate is still chocolate. I know chocolate is still chocolate. I'm not finna sit up and say that. Listen, salsa will never be tomato soup. Okay.
When
chocolate
you sit
will
there,
always be doing all of this out here. Okay.
When you say that, what if chocolate is McDonald's? Please remember. Please remember. What flavor a McFlurry is and is only vanilla.
And then you just add stuff. It's like a Blizzard at Dairy Queen. It's a base. It's giving, what it can do is it can give you other things. Or it could just be an ice cream cone. One of the first time as a child that you was able to use a machine, from the first time you saw an ice cream cone coming out of a machine, it was vanilla or vanilla chocolate swirl. But it was vanilla day one, baby. Vanilla been here since you had teeth.
That's simply not true. It was vanilla or chocolate or the swirl.
Hey, you out here? So your machine had 3 nozzles. Congratulations! Look at God.
And look, I know what you tried to do. You tried to get me to go off the rails, and it's not going to work.
No. Listen, you got to go off the rails
because
the rails are fine and established. All I'm saying is you are really coming at me like you own Hershey's, like you own Lindor, like you own all of it. Don't mean nothing to me. Okay?
No, name me one of the vanilla companies. Go ahead.
What you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? You just started rattling off chocolate companies. Tell me those great, beautiful, powerful empires of vanilla.
What?
They don't exist.
Madagascar, baby.
The country?
It's their you said empires. That is their McCormick, okay? That's who's out here giving you vanilla. But this is the thing. I named chocolate companies. You've never had. You can buy vanilla beans, right? Mm-hmm. And do whatever you need in your life. Okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can't go pick up a bag of cacao beans. That's not happening. You got to process this. You just can't show up and be like, hey, let me get that pod. Let me get that giant bean and get the seeds out. Dry these seeds, ground them, add sugar, because what you have to remember is that you've never had chocolate in its pure form. Chocolate is not sweet.
It's not about being sweet. It's about being delicious. It's about being versatile.
And all they do is add sugar to it. When they do something with a vanilla bean, you infuse it with a cream. You can have that vanilla flavor. You ever had Baker's chocolate?
The bittersweet?
No. Baker's chocolate.
Just the big brick of chocolate.
Yeah, but the thing is, Baker's chocolate is actually the true form of chocolate because there's no sugar in it. We all remember the episode of Roseanne where DJ bit into Baker's chocolate. He's like, ugh. And she's like, yeah, I tried to tell you 6 times. So, what I'm saying is, chocolate in its raw form is not good till you put sugar in it.
That's simply not true.
Have you had plain chocolate?
I have had plain chocolate. And
No,
I've also had the darkest of dark chocolate from.
they still put sugar in it.
No, I know, but that one, when you go to like Ecuador, or you go to these countries that do the 95%.
So for you to prove this point, you had to go to Ecuador?
I didn't have to go to Ecuador. I'm simply saying that at every level of putting sugar in chocolate,
was
all the way
in
to no
Ecuador.
sugar, it was fire. All the way to no sugar. So from no sugar all the way to just sugar, chocolate is dope. And it's useful.
If it was dope, how come nobody's... If it was dope, chocolate with no sugar, why is that not something you can really... Like, other than like big ass brick or baker's chocolate, which also looks stepped on, no one's... Because like they're like... Because dark chocolate... Because like they've given us dark chocolate, given us milk chocolate, given all those things, right? So dark chocolate is chocolate that has no milk in it. Is that what dark chocolate is? Like,
no, dark chocolate has less sugar, almost no ingredients. Like when you see the percentages of like the cacao in it, that's when you know it's like truly not only just quality but also healthier for you, because there's almost no ingredients at all.
so
The
you
only
put these-
ingredient will be what they put in it with the mix. So if you have like a matcha dark chocolate, you'll read it and it'll say like the bittersweet chocolate, the matcha green, and cane sugar will usually be like one of the last ingredients, which means they put the least of that in there.
They let these people put grass in this chocolate?
You can put anything in chocolate.
What about matcha?
Yeah.
Tastes like grass.
I've had it and they made it very good.
It's grass. It's very complicated to make, but it tastes like fresh lawn.
Because your vanilla is like a platform. You said it yourself, it's a carrier.
No one's
right?
making money off of... Okay, I'm not making no money off of this vanilla. You're not making no money off of this vanilla. So you're making no money off of this chocolate. Okay.
Then vanilla in general is like a carrier. It's a platform. It's like an elevator floor. All right.
But it can also...
Chocolate is the whole house.
No,
it's
but
the
thing
whole
is, it
house
can
you're
be
in.
But vanilla can be at... Listen, when you look at these specialty flavor ice creams, chocolate is not always the base. Because if you put a bunch of stuff on chocolate ice cream, it just tastes like chocolate ice cream. Right? But vanilla, throw a little caramel swirl in it. Throw a little fudge swirl. Hey, do both. You're an American. Nobody can stop you. You're awful. So, out here throwing all kinds of things in this ice cream, right? Because it's a collaborator, okay? Chocolate is a bully. It's pushing all other flavors out the way. Like,
this
I
is
do
insane.
this.
This is wild. Hey, I'm telling you, as someone who's been where you are right now, this is a mirror, okay? I'm trying to help you the way you tried to help me. Chocolate is a bully.
Okay, it's sitting up melting in your hands, getting all over your face, making you look like that you ain't a college graduate. All right?
Why are there so many chocolate candies and there aren't that many vanilla candies? We've already established that bars.
Because of the nature of the plant. For the same reason that there's orange juice and not pine juice. There's no flower, like there's no... You get juice out of fruit. We're not asking plants that don't have fruit to be juice. So
wait, what was that apple juice versus pine juice thing?
You're saying that there's no vanilla bars, and there's no vanilla bars because of the nature of vanilla.
And now I'm asking why there's no vanilla. There's no vanilla M&Ms. There's no vanilla. You know what I'm saying? Like loose candies.
Because it is a flavor that comes from... It's think of it like more like a herb, because it's a plant that gives you a flavor. So like your bay leaves, oreganos, stuff like that. So you're not going to get the same things out of vanilla that you get out of chocolate because of the nature of the plant. You can't squeeze vanilla and get oil. Like you can't get oil out of every... Like you get soybean oil, canola. I still don't know what a canola is. But
yeah, I've never met a canola.
I've never seen her in the streets. I've never seen her out here working. She does what she does, right?
Yeah.
But also sesame oil, what a tiny seed with a tiny seed.
Giving us
squeeze on.
flavor.
Giving us flavor, bro.
Like I remember the first time I had something with sesame oil in it, I was like, I think that must have been the devil, because that was just too much flavor hitting me all at once. That was insane.
And you've ever eaten a sesame seed? It didn't give you all of that.
No, I've had an everything bagel and it tastes like nothing.
Nothing. So the fact that like they're really out here, they were like, listen, we got these tiny ass seeds. We're gonna squeeze on this plant. We're gonna do something out here, right?
What I will offer up though is to your point of think of it as an herb. There are herbs that can be candied that we have. Mints. A mint is an herb, right? Isn't a mint an herb?
You're boiling. There's vanilla candy. We know there's vanilla candy.
I know there's vanilla candy. I'm asking you to offer up what vanilla candies stack up to all the chocolate candies that are out there. I'm not saying why aren't there any. I'm saying what do you think is a good vanilla candy?
Honestly, my favorite candy is Reese's Pieces. Yeah.
Oh, why would you tell me? Why would you offer it up on camera?
It used to be Butterfingers. It was Snickers, Butterfingers.
Oh,
and then
you're killing me right now.
And then I just got to the source where it was just like, I just want peanut butter. That's all I want. So now my favorite candy is Reese's Pieces.
I will throw it out there one more time because I feel like I didn't quite get my question answered from before.
Well, what?
We both agree
yes.
that we had chocolate in all of its forms here. And it wasn't until we either traveled abroad or had the chocolate from abroad that we were like, wow, this is it. Right?
Yeah.
I'm asking why you think that the vanilla that we have isn't better in other places. I'll offer it up, extend the olive branch. I've never had Madagascar vanilla, but I also haven't had any vanilla that was better than the vanilla I grew up with. And that's where the refinement is bumping me, because you talk about refined sophistication, can't be everywhere, can't be doing everything. But then when it's doing any other thing, it tastes just like it did when it was doing the other stuff.
Wow. So did you ever have the vanilla Tootsie Roll?
I did.
When Tootsie Roll came out with flavors, now I can say Tootsie Roll don't do chocolate that great. So I was not impressed, but I can tell you it was the strawberry one that they did.
The strawberry, the orange is pretty good.
Banging. I think Tootsie Roll has really just missed the mark. Like, fuck it. Just roll it.
It should have been flavors the whole time.
Should have been flavors the whole time.
I would agree with that. I have no problem offering up that not every chocolate company is doing chocolate to the degree that it deserves.
Right.
But I just don't know what vanilla is doing. I feel like vanilla is the flavor of the 1700s. It's just it's time has passed.
I don't think its time has passed. I think it's still giving us, because there's we've got vanilla fudge, we got other vanilla candies, little cream savers. That's vanilla. Vanilla fudge. I was surprised about it. Also, I realized vanilla is fudge is too much for me sometimes. Mm-hmm. So I can always get down with fudge.
Now, is every fudge chocolate?
No. You can have the toffee fudge. Remember when
toffee fudge. Yeah.
You have different flavors of fudge. I thought fudge had to be chocolate. Until I went to college with a lot of white women, and they were like, "Oh no, girl, you can make fudge anything." Because there's peanut butter fudge. You've had peanut butter fudge.
Yeah, I've had peanut butter fudge. I just assumed that there was a little bit of chocolate in it.
Now, I can say I don't know what the hell fudge is, truly. I saw a girl make it in the microwave
just seems
sometimes.
congealed of the thing that you're eating.
I think there's condensed milk in it. I think there's a thing. You can make fudge different. I've had peppermint fudge, all kinds of fudge. Because, we've all been to a mountain town. And been to a, oh my God, I just had the word for it. General store. But yeah, I'm just saying that, no, there's not a lot. I don't know there's a lot of mainstream, out here every day, vanilla candies. No, that's not a thing. While chocolate is everywhere. But
Maybe it's the demand and they have to up the supply.
What are you talking about? Chocolate?
Yeah. I think that vanilla, maybe it's just not in demand like that. So then they get by how they can get by. You have to get it how you live, as they say.
So you're
You know, in the streets.
and if anybody's in the streets, it's chocolate. Vanilla is a flavor. Chocolate is a thing. If that makes sense.
Nope. I will not let you do this. This is how conspiracy theories start. This is no. Vanilla is a flavor. Chocolate is a thing. All right. And it's not a thing from this world. And it's an inside job. You can find the real chocolate, the original chocolate at Area 52. That's the area they don't tell you about. Nah.
What I'm saying, for the same way that, like, in the same way that mint can't be a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Mint doesn't do what chocolate does. But you're not out here attacking mint.
Because other people have not had the audacity to compare mint and chocolate. They'll put
I'm only
the
comparing
mint
flavors.
in chocolate.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm comparing flavors. You are trying to compare carriers of the flavors. Bars, cakes, ice cream. So I'm talking about the flavor.
I'm with you. I'm just saying, I'm proving that there's a better flavor by where it goes and what it can do and how many people want it in all its forms. So you're saying that because it has a bigger distribution because of the nature of the plant, because of what it can become. I'll make a full plain flavor argument right now. Okay. In a chocolate milkshake and a vanilla milkshake at a diner, a mistake that I often see it happen. I've had it happen to me throughout my entire life. When you get a vanilla milkshake,
yes,
the ratio of milk can be off, and it can easily be off because vanilla is a carrier. The distribution of milk and chocolate in a chocolate shake is much harder to mess up, because if you put too much milk in a chocolate shake, it's not even going to look like a chocolate shake. It's going to look like a dirty milk. You know?
So you're saying just because vanilla and milk are both white?
No, I'm saying what I've had happen to me in my life has been milkshakes, whether they were chocolate or vanilla. The vanilla, sometimes it can't even overpower the milk. Now I'm just drinking some cold milk with some ice in it with a little bit of vanilla flavor.
So because you've been to a diner owned by some cheap motherfuckers who bought cheap ass ice cream, or thought that somebody wouldn't notice because they didn't put enough vanilla ice cream in to this milkshake, this is vanilla's fault? Because I've had some very amazing vanilla milkshakes, but honestly, my milkshake of choice is strawberry or a cookies and cream, or have you been to the Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, the peach.
The peach one.
Oh, the lemonade one.
The frosted lemonade.
Yeah.
Or a mint cookies and cream shake.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the fact that you're not saying vanilla is a bit telling.
I've said vanilla, and I also said other things that I like. Mm-hmm. Because, one, I'm not always a milkshake person, okay?
Okay.
But you know what I love? I love a Blizzard from Dairy Queen. But yeah, all I'm saying is that I'm not trying to win here.
Real quick, I'm so sorry. I'm just, because I also know we have to wrap up soon. You reminded me. You know how at Dairy Queen they're supposed to flip the Blizzard upside down to show you how thick it is?
Out.
And there's nothing like when it falls out. Because the cashier and the driver just looking at it on the ground, and then they got to go do another one. But it's when the confidence that they flip it, and it almost never falls out. So then when it's a little too thin and they go,
well, that's why you ever seen on the British Baking Show, they're like, oh, your meringue is good if you can turn it over above your head and it doesn't fall out. And I'm like, why are we testing this that way?
It doesn't have to be the head. Yeah,
it doesn't have to be your head. It could go over your workbench. I would test it over a trash can. Like, why is it? Because you'll see him just like looking up at it like, I hope it doesn't fall out. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're international television You must trust you a lot, or you trust these peaks to really be popping like this. I know that a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but that's because we all love a chocolate bar. You know, it wasn't, Charlie and the Vanilla Factory. That didn't happen. So I understand that people have a place in their hearts for chocolate. I didn't expect to win this. Okay? I just wanted to have the discussion. So listen, I'm Dulce Sloan, okay, on the things DULCESLOAN on all of the social media platforms that make you question your self-esteem. And this is my friend, my cohort, my buddy,
Josh Johnson. And you can find me on all the stuff at Josh Johnson Comedy. TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff. Hit me up on Instagram. Let us know in the comments of these videos that get posted what you think. And feel free to let us know what you'd love to hear us talk about next. If there's a classic duo that you think one's better than the other, if there's a classic rivalry that you want to get our thoughts on, y'all just let us know. But we appreciate you listening. We hope you had fun listening. And I hope you have a great day into the weekend.
Call your mom.